Sharpe has had a myriad of incidents where he has been accused of sexual abuse or sexual assault. And we're going to go over that history today, leading up to where we are today with Shannon Sharpe, and why this is important, because I'm going to say this again, all men, as well as ladies, we all should learn from these things. And when you are older as a man, particularly as you get older in your 50s and your 60s and on up, you should have a certain level of wisdom and understanding of where you are in life and where young people are in their life and their mentality. See, the thing is that these professional athletes, I heard this being said on the YouTube streets that Shannon Sharpe wasn't prepared to deal with the success that he had. That the success that he had gotten was it was a success that he could not handle. I'm calling cap on that. Shannon Sharpe has been in the public eye for years, starting with his football career from Savannah State all the way up to the NFL, playing with the Denver Broncos, who won, I believe, 2 Super Bowls. Shannon Sharpe has always been in the spotlight. He was one of the top tight ends in the NFL. So he's always been behind having cameras on him. He's always had the press leaning on his every word. Then when he left Denver and he went to the Baltimore Ravens, he played for the Ravens and they won a sensational championship that was deemed as one of the best defenses that have ever played a game. And then from there, Sharpe went on to do CBS television sports. So anybody, I'm just going to keep it real with you, because I heard Cameron say this on the show with Mace, and I've got some clip from Mace. He's real funny. That, Sharpe had gotten so much success off of the Cat Williams interview. Everything went viral for him. And I'm here to tell you, Shannon Sharpe is no stranger to success, y'all. This man has been successful. He understands that people will come for you. He understands public perception because he's been in the public forever. So this is no excuses for him. I don't want to hear the excuse that, he couldn't handle this. You telling me he couldn't handle the success of having a damn podcast when this man was broadcasting on CBS Sports for NFL football. Then from there, he went to Fox Sports 1, where he had a very successful run with Skip Bayless with the Undisputed show. He was on there for about a good, what was it, 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, whatever the run was for that show. They had a long run, and within that run, they had some success because Shannon made it successful. So this whole notion that, he can't handle, no, this is an example of a celebrity who he has all this success and it's gone to his head. He thinks he can do anything that he wants to do. Now you may say, well, this is a one-time situation. He's being accused by a white woman who's trying to get a payday on him. Guess what? That may be true. But guess what again? He should have enough wisdom. It's guys like Shannon Sharpe that when he was in the NFL as a veteran, he was there to teach the younger players about the trappings of NFL and stardom and celebrity life. You see, Shannon Sharpe should already know these things. He's a veteran. He's been in the game for a long time to know better when it comes to what could happen when you have a woman or someone who might want to use you. So the excuses for this man, there are none, because excuses are tools of the incompetent, and those that use them seldom succeed. We cannot give Shannon Sharpe excuses, tools of excuses, when this man has been in the game long enough to know better. Let me show you his hypocrisy right here. When I said that he worked at CBS, you say, why did he leave CBS? Why did Shannon Sharpe leave CBS to go work at Fox 1 Sports with Skip Bayless, who basically, it was Skip Bayless, as much as I can't stand Skip Bayless, it was Skip Bayless that gave him an opportunity when he got dropped by CBS. Why did he get dropped by CBS? Because he had another allegation against him by what? The patterns are very similar here, everybody. Another white woman, another girlfriend that he was in relationship with, who also said that he, during their breakup, he tried to force himself on her. These were the allegations that came out in New York, where she filed a lawsuit against him. Shannon Sharpe has a history of women allegedly filing complaints against the man. Sooner or later, when you see this pattern recognition of a person's behavior, you have to scratch your head and you have to wonder if any of this stuff is true. You got to scratch your head, scratch your nose. You've got to say, what the hell's going on here? Scratch your ears and all that kind of stuff like that. You have to ask yourself, what is going on? Does this man have a pattern of this type of behavior? Is this who he really is? You see, we can get trapped in the trappings of celebrity based on, oh, he looks cool. I like the way he dresses. I like the cool glasses that he wears. We can get caught in Shannon Sharpe's fashion all we want, right? We can get caught up in the cool suits that he wears. The sweaters, I wouldn't recommend wearing that sweater if my life depended on it. Right? We get caught up in the celebrity status of these guys because they were ex-athletes, right? We see the money, we see the fortune. He blew up literally on social media with his club Shay Shay because he had Cat Williams on his show, and Cat Williams gave him a warning. Then he had Monique on the show. She gave him a warning. I'll be playing those clips today. I'm here to tell you, if you do the research, which I'm going to do the research for you today, I got it for you. Why does he have this history where women are coming out the woodworks and accusing him of things? Now, I know the history just as well as everyone else in this chat room. Yes, there has been historical history to show that there's been situations where white women have lied on black men and said that this black man graped me, right? That's the new word we use here. This black man has graped me, right? And then we find out later on, like Emmett Till or what happened at Tulsa, Oklahoma, that the white woman has lied. And we know that white women historically have had a history of lying on black men when it comes to sexual behavior towards them that they deem and they lie on us about. But I'm here to tell you that Shannon Sharpe is a different creature here because he's got all the time, he's got women, or allegedly, it's been reported allegedly that there have been women over the years that have said some things about Sharpe. And over the years, allegedly, all these women have one thing in common. They're white women, but these are women that he has engaged in relationships. So these are women that are not just random women that said this about. These are women that he has had some dealings with. He's had some relationship. Here is Shannon Sharpe right there dressed up. And the thing about Shannon Sharpe that bothers me, he exemplifies all the stereotypes that we have heard about black men. He exemplifies the black buck stereotype. They believe that black men were going to chase after white women and go crazy over white women after we came out of slavery into Reconstruction. There were stereotypes, there were caricatures that were created through history of the dark black man savaging the black woman. And then they've made parallels. Listen to what I'm saying here, everybody in the chat room, and I appreciate you being here today. And put sevens in the chat room if you're with me and if you can hear the audio coming out of my microphone. I hate to say this, but I got to say this, everybody. There's been a comparison of Shannon Sharpe and his behavior as it relates to King Kong, the gorilla. What happened to King Kong? King Kong was fascinated. He was saturated. He was bamboozled by the illusion and the beauty of what he thought was the white woman. And what happened to King Kong? Everybody, I'm looking at India Love. I'm looking at Sincere is in the house. I'm looking at Bonnie Rose. All sorts of great people in the chat room. Alicia, everybody that's here. All right. Goddess is here. Everybody that's here. Tiffany Jackson, good to have you back. Good to see you, my sister. Remember, here you had King Kong, supposed to be the king of the jungle. And what was his one downfall? Chasing the white woman to the point that he was willing to chase that white woman all the way into New York. They took him to New York. He went up on the Empire State Building and was willing to let himself be killed. He was willing to sacrifice himself and die falling off the Empire State Building in New York, all over his thirst and desire for the white butane. Why am I making these parallels? Because just like King Kong, I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe is a gorilla, that he's a monkey, because those are the stereotypes that have been said about black men. But there are memes on social media that make the comparison, because this man's appetite for white women over the years, and in turn, these situations have gotten into situations where he has been accused of things. And you have to say to yourself, why does he always get accused of these things? And then we find out that there's audio and video where he's saying things like, big black man chokes little white woman. He falls into all the stereotypes. Let me go ahead and play that for you right now. I wanted to play this later in my presentation today, but you know what? Let's go ahead and play it so it makes the point of what I'm saying right now that much more relevant. Here we go, everybody.
So what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public.
Now, people are saying that this is part of their kinkiness. And I got to admit, and I've admitted this on all my pre-produced videos, and let me know if you like those pre-produced videos. We're going to keep it going, that they were into some type of kinky stuff. The lawyer has said, Mr. Davis has said that they're going to countersue this woman because they said that she's into kink. And that may be true. Obviously, they're into something. But in this audio, he says some things you're going to hear now that fits into all the stereotypes. And this shows you, I think deep down on a deeper surface, it shows you some of the character, in my opinion, of Shannon Sharpe. Like the kind of shit he's into, kinky stuff, right? And to each his own, what you like sexually. But this stuff right here, I'm trying to figure out, was this role playing right here? Or was this really him saying this because he wanted to intimidate her, right? Or was this a part of a video that she chopped up? They have not proven so far that she chopped these videos up. Another thing too, Shannon Sharpe has never come out, everybody, and said that the videos are not real. He simply says, okay, you're dropping videos of things that I've said to you. I'm gonna drop videos of things you said to me, like put me in a dog collar and things of that nature that she has said, right? She said this right here. Put this up here for y'all to see. Statement by Lenny J. Davis, his attorney counsel to Shannon Sharpe. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. This is what Gabriella in the text message in Shannon Sharpe in October 7, 2023. Another thing that I want to let you guys know that I have today for you guys to listen is y'all all familiar with Jaguar, right? Put sevens in the chat room if y'all are familiar with her. I'm going to play you some a video clip of her saying that this young lady that he's been messing around with, she might be very well connected. She might be connected to a well-known Hollywood family going back to the TV show Melrose Place. That this young lady has a unique name. I think it's Zuniga, Zuniga, that her name is something that is connected to Hollywood. Remember, we've been saying, ladies and gentlemen, that there's a lot of weird things that go on in Hollywood, right? And people are into all kind of kinky stuff in Hollywood. And Shannon Sharpe, in my opinion, he's no stranger to it. Let's continue with this audio because this is the part that really raises my eyebrow.
Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Big black guy chokes small white woman. Hear this again.
Choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public.
Wants to choke her in public. Now,
Big black guy chokes small white woman.
Now, the reason why I bring that up, ladies and gentlemen, because this goes into the stereotype that Shannon Sharpe plays into, ladies and gentlemen, the stereotype that black men are savaging after white women. It goes all the way back to the turn of the century. It goes all the way back to Reconstruction and slavery. It goes all the way back to the imagery of black men being like King Kong at any cost. You'll do whatever it takes as long as you can possess and control the white woman or control any woman for this matter. Okay. This idea that I am a big star athlete and I can control you and I'm going to have complete control over you. Now, quite honestly, she could very well be playing into role play right here. It could very well be a part of the game that she's playing as well with him. Anything is possible because you can make an argument that quite obviously that Shannon Sharpe is wrong and the young lady is wrong as well. Both of them are wrong together. But then you have to ask yourself, why is Shannon Sharpe messing around with, at that time in 2023, when he met her, she was what? 19 years old. He met her at a gym where he was coming on to her in the gymnasium, okay? In a gymnasium or at a workout facility, should I say, right? So he has a thing for these kind of ladies. The other woman that had to file against him, which was a girlfriend, was the same. Everything was the same thing. When they wanted to break it off, when they didn't want anything to do with Shannon Sharpe, it all parallels the same. That's when he gets aggressive, or at least that's what they reported when they didn't want anything to do with him at the time. Another thing, as I said on my thumbnail on the description of this video today, the real reason why Shannon Sharpe was about to give this woman $10 million settlement. This is my question, my theme for today's show. If you are innocent, everybody, truly, truly innocent, ask yourself, would you give, everybody in the chat room, by putting ones in the chat room if you would not give money, and two, if you would get money? In this situation, if you know that you're innocent, would you offer someone $10 million? That's a lot of damn money. Put one if you would not offer them $10 million. Two, if you would. The question is, if Shannon Sharpe is so innocent as he proclaims to be through the video that he put out, proclaiming his innocence and saying that Tony Busby, the lawyer for this young lady, Gabby, is just a ambulance chaser, right? Trying to get him and other black men like he tried to do with Jay-Z. And I must admit, Tony Busby is sort of a shady type of lawyer who does seem to go after anything that's the hot topic at the time, okay? That part I do agree with Shannon, but the question is Tony Busby in the right to do this? Late last night, the Busby law firm filed a civil lawsuit on behalf of the brave young woman, that's according to what they said, who alleged that she was brutally sexually assaulted by former NFL player Shannon Sharpe on multiple occasions. The last incident occurred in January 2025. Why is that very important? Because they were last together, everybody. As I said in my previous videos, they were together if I'm not mistaken, in August of 2024, the last time they were technically in a relationship. Then the relationship was broke off in going into October of 2024. And then going into the new year of January 2025, that's where she said that he was assaulting her, that he was trying to intimidate her between October leading right on up to the new year. So I just wanted to point that out. Once again, as stated here, the case is on file, Department 11, Clark County State, which is the court in Nevada, where Shannon Sharpe actually flew there one day and had an interlude with her, and it was something they said. The question I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why he's offering her $10 million prior to everything going where it is today is because there is a video. Now, he said, the video is 10 minutes, but there is a video, and that it is said that the video, it was a very brutal video. I'm going to get to that right now and give you some more details. Hang on, everybody, as it relates to that video, because his lawyers saw something in a video, and Shannon Sharpe knew about that video, which initiated or sparked his desire to make this shit go away so that none of us knew anything about his freaky, I'll choke you, and I'll big black man choke little white woman. He didn't want us to hear any of his freaky ways or behavior because he was trying to make this go away. But my question to all of you in the chat room, does a guilty man or woman give people that type of money if you know you're completely innocent? If you know you're completely innocent, why don't you fight it all the way to the law? Why give a settlement? Makes no sense. You're settling because usually when you settle, it's because some of what the person is saying, everybody, is based in some type of truth. And you don't want that truth to come out or have them take you to court where you now pay more money. Henceforth, this woman is asking for what? $50 million now. This is Shannon Sharpe messing around with, at that time in the beginning of her life, a 19-year-old female that he was trying to pick up on at 55, 56 years old. Man, what is a man of his age messing around with a female that's even younger than his own damn kids? That's the question I want to ask you. And for anybody in the chat room that says, oh, come on, man, come on, ain't nothing wrong with an older man dating younger women, this is the hypocrisy of Shannon Sharpe. If you've seen my last video, he was berating Donald, my man Ashy Larry from the Dave Chappelle show, remember? Donald Rollins. This is my man Donald. Remember him from the Dave Chappelle show? Put sevens in the chat room if you remember him from the Dave Chappelle show. I played that video in the prior video to this video. Make sure y'all watch that whole video. It's only 18 minutes long. In that video, put sevens in the chat room if you've seen the video on this channel. He's on Shannon Sharpe's podcast. He met a woman by the name of George. I think her name is what is it? George? I think Stephanie George. That's right. Stephanie George, who was on Bad Girls Club, some reality show that he met her on. This man Donald has about one son with her. They were in a relationship for a brief moment. She's 23 years old. I think she was 21 when he met her. Shannon Sharpe was berating him about getting with a woman that young compared to his age and saying, why didn't you date her mother? And you could tell he wasn't very happy about Shannon Sharpe questioning him in this way. And then you got to say Shannon Sharpe is a big fat hypocrite because here you are berating this brother right here, Ashy Larry, a.k.a. Lashy Airy, Ashy Larry. Donald, stand-up comedian, was on the Dave Chappelle show. Here you are berating this brother for being with a younger woman. But yet, Shannon, you were with a younger woman, and you were already warned by people about messing with these younger women, man. You were already warned. Here we go.
women were in here and they're like, come on. They talk to us. How this dating thing. Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say? What you trying to say? Mo?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Y'all hear that? And see, this is what Shannon has. He doesn't have self-control, y'all. This is what he's allowed his empire to be crumbled by. This female right here. I'm keeping it real with y'all. This is not worth it. This is not worth it, in my estimate, to lose your empire over. This is not worth it. This female right here is not worth you losing your empire. All that you've worked for, Shannon, all because you want some young poutine. You want young white girl poutine. And then we're hearing that you're doing things where you try to put it in the back door on her, not in the kitty cat, but in the booty area. You know what I mean, everybody. This is what he's put himself and projected himself into. Men, you have to learn. This is important for all men to understand this. This is about wisdom, understanding, but having some goddamn intelligence and concern about yourself. Men, all men out there, you need to think with your big head, which is your brain, and not think with your small head, which is your wiener down below. Too often we're thinking with our wieners and not our brains. And because we think with these instinctive desire to have sex with anything that's walking and talking, that's got a big booty, that's curvy, it gets us in a lot of trouble. Here we got Shannon Sharpe. Now, everybody says she's trying to get his money because he's going to sign a big $50 million contract or $100 million contract, right? Everybody is saying, hey, she's a gold digger. Guess what? Even if she is a gold digger, even if she's trying to orchestrate this to get money from him, one thing is for sure, he had a relationship with her. He's never denied that he didn't know her. He never denied that he did not have a relationship with her. He had relations with this female because he was enjoying the French benefits that he was getting. But he did not use, as I said before, the big head to make proper decisions to make sure that he protected the bag, protected the bigger picture, which was his career. And as a result of his desire, and you can look, for those of you that are religious, that read the Bible, there are tons of story in the Bible where great men, King Solomon, great men who's supposed to have had wisdom, great men who ruled over kingdoms, were brought down because of their lack of discipline and their sexual desire to conquer and have every damn woman that they could have their hands on. Even when God told King Solomon to leave those women alone and said, you can have all the women in your land that you want. Even when you have men historically who have had multiple wives, multiple harems of women that they can enjoy themselves with, but yet it was always that one woman that they could not maintain their discipline. Samson, right? Samson and Goliath. Samson was supposed to be the strongest man on all God's green earth. And what happened? His lust, his weakness, his desire for the flesh, and his ability not to maintain his discipline. A woman who was, by the way, a woman of the pagan background, was able to convince him to tell her what is the secret of your power and your strength. And he goes off and runs his mouth through pillow talk, telling her the hair. And then they cut his hair off like a bald lion, and therefore he went against God's will, and therefore Samson lost his power. because he was messing around with a woman that was evil, a woman of paganism. Shannon, this is the parallel. I don't want to sound like a Sunday preacher to y'all, but damn it, I will. This is the parallel with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, same thing. He has money, power. He had everything that he was blessed with everything that a man could ask for. And just like Solomon, King Solomon, just like Samson, he allowed this female to break him down, weaken him, because he was messing around with a female who was an OnlyFans girl. Why would he want to mess with an OnlyFans female who's showing her butt to everybody? I never understand why these celebrities, y'all, love these OnlyFans girls. They're showing their body to everybody. They're doing it for money. And Shannon Sharpe even made a goofy remark on his podcast. You can find it on Twitter. I meant to put it up here, where he's laughing and giggling with Ocho Cinco, another goofy, about how, if I get a woman that's doing OnlyFans, I might have to join her in the OnlyFans when I see how much money they making with all that country talk that he talks. Now, here is an example of her OnlyFans, right? And then here you go. Here, let me pop it up a little bit closer for y'all. Okay, this is not for children today. This is not for children today. If children are watching, get them away from the screen. When you see a woman that puts herself on display like this for the whole world to see, everybody, what does that tell you? Can somebody in the chat room tell me, what does that tell you about the female potentially? Is that a female worth you marrying? Is that a female worth you bringing home to your mama and your daddy? Is that a female that you're going to say, daddy and mama, I's married now? Is this woman worth? This is what I'm saying. This is the parallel to the Bible that I'm talking about. Shannon Sharpe got himself involved with someone that was for the streets. From all accounts out there on the social media streets, if you look up her social media, she's twerking it up, everybody. Left and right, all in her photos and her pictures. She's twerking it up and getting paid for it, whatever, to each his own. But Shannon Sharpe knew what he was dealing with, because remember, when he did that, when he put out that video, he said that she was an OnlyFans model, remember? This is
to my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues. I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself, because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
Stop right there. Now, Shannon Sharpe tells you that he's playing into every stereotype that's imaginable. Check this out. Shannon Sharpe, you just played into every stereotype yourself, brother. Every stereotype with those comments that you made. You played into it.
That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans.
Boom. So right there, he admits that she is a OnlyFans female. So that tells me, everybody, and it should tell you, that Shannon Sharpe knew what he was getting into. Shannon Sharpe knew what the parameters were. He knew what was happening. I want to thank everybody that's come in the chat room. We got the Informant Media in here. East B 103 is in the house. What's going on? Everybody. T-Rig, B2, the Gray Pill Podcast is in the house. Tui Me is in the house. Everybody that's in the house, I give you all a clap. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm truly humble to have you all here. And I also want to thank all new subscribers to the channel. We've had an infusion of new subs on this channel. That's fantastic. I love it. We're going to keep this thing moving, keep bringing you the hard-hitting content. I know, everybody, that this has to go to court, and therefore it will play itself out. But there's a lot of things that we can pick up on from the video clips and the things that Shannon Sharpe has said and done himself. Like I said, he has a history. Let me go ahead and go into this. He was also warned by one Cat Williams. Remember, Cat Williams warned Shannon Sharpe. See, I don't think Shannon Sharpe took the things that both Monique and Cat Williams said to heart. But I think underneath the humor of what they said was them warning this man because they've been watching. Like Cat Williams, check this out.
Come on, Cat. Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as they're guilty.
Right. And guess what happened, y'all?
The conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half?
The black woman came and helped him. But right now, Shannon Sharpe, you don't have a black woman at your side trying to help you because you all your life, from what I can see, only based on what you project in your media, brother, what you project in your lifestyle, you've got a thing for this. And matter of fact, I think the woman that's in the picture on the right side, I think that this is a woman that he was also involved with, and some things might have went awry with that situation, everybody. I'm alleging this because the man has this history. And with that said, as I get ready to go into this history, let's listen to what Jaguar Wright had to say. Like I said before, this young lady, this Gabby young lady has some connection to Hollywood. I think she is correct about this. She has a connection, and he has gotten himself involved with a female that's connected to a well-known, potentially Hollywood family. And as we know already, they do weird stuff in Hollywood. Okay, Shannon Sharpe is no saint, everybody. All of us have done something that we're not proud of, but this man is about to let his empire go down in flames over his desire to mess around with a female that he wanted to get freaky with, a female who probably was freaky herself, was into some pretty interesting things, but maybe this shit went too far when eventually, I look at it like this. Maybe when they were together in relationship, she was down with all the kinky stuff, but maybe as she decided to pull away from Shannon Sharpe in a relationship, then that's when she probably grew weary of his sexual appetites for this really rough stuff. The reason why I say this, because the other woman that he was with back in 2010, when he was at CBS, she filed the same sort of complaint as she was trying to get away from Sharpe as well. It's all very interesting stuff, but let's hear Jaguar Wright break some things down here. Check this out, everybody.
Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking?
Let me bring this back to the beginning, and here we go.
You know, a lot of people were angry at Shannon Sharpe after his Cat Williams 2024 God ain't playing with y'all interview.
Let me just say this to everybody right now. Jaguar Wright is correct. You know why Jaguar Wright is correct here? Because when he did that interview and Cat Williams sort of exposed people and said some things that some people didn't like that he said, a lot of people, that's right, especially within the black comedian community, did not like it, did not like Shannon Sharpe's interview. Another thing, too, if you notice, everybody, by putting sevens in the chat room, do you see a lot of black celebrities coming out defending Shannon Sharpe right now? Do you hear anybody within Hollywood coming out talking about him? Not really. Do you hear LeBron? LeBron James is a basketball player, great basketball player, who Shannon Sharpe always goes crazy over the guy. He can't get enough talking about the guy. Loves him. You haven't heard LeBron James say anything about Shannon Sharpe saying, hey, I think the man's innocent, leave him alone. Have you heard anybody come out and say it? Even Stephen A. Smith said that he understands why he was let go from ESPN. And I told y'all in the last video that after that last clip came out, what he said about big black man harm small white woman. I told y'all on that video that this might be the end. He might be stepping away from ESPN, but is ESPN going to let him come back into the fold? I don't think so, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment. You had Stephen A. Smith is sticking by him. He believes that he didn't do any of this stuff, right? But you don't have a wholesale of celebrities and athletes that have come out, speak on his behalf to defend him. You know why? Because it's quiet as it's kept. It's quiet as it's kept. Do I got to go megaphone with this one? It's quiet as it's kept, everybody. Shannon Sharpe is not as popular as you all think when it comes to other athletes in the business of sports who really like him. It's just like Stephen A. Smith. There's a lot of athletes who do not like Stephen A. Smith. Now, he may be popular when it comes to social media. He might get a lot of views because he says things that are controversial, and you want to see what he's going to say. Same thing with Sharpe. You know that he's going to say something goofy. He's going to say something wow, right? You want to see what his guest is going to say on his show. But outside of that, are the professional athletes themselves, are they a fan of Shannon Sharpe? Because you don't really see any of them coming out saying, I'm 100% with Sharpe. They're sort of sitting back and saying, let's take a wait and listen. Let me tell you somebody who does not like him, and I can't wait to play this for y'all down the line in this show. Someone who doesn't like him at all, and that's Shaquille O'Neal. That's right. Shaquille O'Neal does not care for Shannon Sharpe. Matter of fact, Shaquille O'Neal, it's been rumored that Shaquille O'Neal has put out a disclaimer that he wants to find some dirt on Sharpe because Sharpe said some things about his game that he did not like. So this is all ego-driven, everybody. How many of y'all knew about that? That there's rumors that Shaq has been wanting to bring Sharpe down for a long time, okay? So he's not as popular amongst the athletes as you may think. I've got a audio from this guy right here. You guys know Barnes, who played in the NBA. He's always in the middle of controversy. He's got a podcast. And Barnes is breaking down some things that's been put out there as it relates to why Shaq don't like him, don't want to mess with him, and would like to bring Shannon Sharpe down. So Shannon Sharpe has not made any friends. Remember Shannon Sharpe against that in the playoffs a couple of years ago with the Grizzlies. He got out there on the court acting like he was going to fight basketball players. So what I'm saying is Sharpe doesn't have discipline, y'all. He doesn't have discipline. He went out there on the basketball court like this, acting like he going to fight somebody. Have y'all forgotten about that particular incident where he went out there and made himself look like a fool as a spectator at a ball game? Put sevens in the chat room if y'all hear what I'm saying. East B103 says Shaq is well known for tripping. Yeah. He messes around. Shaq is known for messing around with these Instagram women too. Oh yeah, I'm not saying that Shaq is some clean dude either. But what I'm saying to you is that I'm saying that Shannon Sharpe is not as well liked by many of these athletes as you think he is. And I'm going to display some other reasons why today. And I'm going to play the audio of Barnes calling out what Shaq was trying to do to this man. Let's get back to this right here, though, y'all.
A lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Cat, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone forgetting that? And Cat warned him.
Cat warned him.
You. Monique came after that. Told him,
not played it for y'all.
You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest, most polite way possible.
Right. And I played that for y'all. Okay, evidence been put out there.
And
here we go.
All of a sudden, he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole corn lives, humiliation ritual.
Like this, everybody. This is where it all started, and I'm going to tell you why it all started from that Instagram post where this was going on, everybody. Just a little taste of it. Just a little taste.
Papa.
Boom. Now. Now, everybody. Now, let me tell you why that makes sense right here.
Tell the truth.
Let me tell you what's going on here, how this whole thing goes together. You see, when Shannon Sharpe lied to us and said that he didn't know how to use Instagram Live, and it just all of a sudden it comes on, and everybody in this chat room, tell me if I'm wrong or right by putting sevens in the chat room, everybody in this chat room knows that when you operate Instagram Live, you got to hit so many prompts to go live on Instagram. If I'm right, am I right or wrong? Everybody in the chat room, those of you who know Instagram, come on with it. You got to hit so many prompts to get yourself through Instagram Live. You got to hit so many prompts. Shannon Sharpe was lying to you, but check this out. The woman that he was having sex with was not this woman right here, who's now saying that she's suing him for the assault, right? For assault and for sexual battery. It wasn't her. You know how this all comes together? One of the things that hurt their relationship is that she heard what happened. She saw that he was being what? He engaged in infidelity. It's in the legal filing of her lawsuit, and I'm going to read you small clip portions of that today, let you see it on the screen. So in the lawsuit that was filed by Tony Busby, her lawyer, in that lawsuit, she said that she was also upset with Shannon Sharpe because of his infidelity. Well, guess what? This is the same reason I'm putting the dots together today, y'all. This is the same reason y'all not going to get this nowhere else. Not like I'm doing it. This is the same reason why this woman right here, Shannon Sharpe, accused of SA by his ex-girlfriend, a resurfaced 2023 lawsuit where Shannon allegedly threatened to destroy her if she ever came forward. Woman had a restraining order on Shannon Sharpe that was dropped on him in 2010, but dropped it out of fear of her life when he threatened her. So she had a restraining order that she was going to drop on him, got scared for her life, and dropped it. That's around the same time that this man was no longer on CBS because they got rid of his monkey ass. And I hate to use that term, but damn it, he acting like an animal right now. They got rid of Shannon Sharpe because of the stuff that was going on with yet again another Caucasian female that he was involved with, that he somehow couldn't leave her alone when she came to a point in the relationship that she no longer wanted to be involved with him. This ninja has a problem with women that reject him. That's why I'm telling y'all, these athletes, these basketball players, they're not alpha men. They might have alpha money. They may have alpha clothes and alpha luxury, but they're not alpha men. An alpha man can pick himself up and go forward even if a woman decides that she doesn't want to be with him. Shannon Sharpe has a pattern. I'm alleging this. This is alleged from my analysis. He has a pattern that when he can't get what he wants from a woman, when he can't get what he wants, then he goes to violence or aggressive behavior, because that's what's been reported allegedly both by the ex-girlfriend in New York that filed who filed her lawsuit in 2023, although this did happen in 2010 when it was first reported, okay? Then you have the other girl now, this Gavi character, who now files very similar things onto this man. Let's get back. I just wanted to put this out there. Let's get back to Jaguar Wright.
Down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoopty-whoopty-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Facts. 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 Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree?
Yeah,
Let's stay there.
let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. They also skipped over the name that he dropped. She's a very unique name. Now, I'm not going to say her first name, but the family name that
We
she
already
owns
know
is
her first
Zuniga.
name, Gabriella.
I've been researching, trying to figure.
Let's pull this back so you can hear what she said again. I talked over it. Sorry.
She's a very unique name.
Testing.
Now, I'm not going to say her first name, but the
Now, Gray Pill podcast. I see you got the mics dropping in there. Are you saying that you're saying that Jaguar Wright is dropping knowledge here? Interesting stuff here, brother. She's dropping the mic on this whole thing. Yes, indeed, she is. I know she has her issues too, but I believe what she's saying is true because I did a little digging up about this girl as well. And I think what she's saying is true, that she does have connections to that Hollyweird. And then we wonder why there's all this role playing and all this weird shit that they into, because this is what these people do out here in this Hollyweird. They're all into it. And Shannon Sharpe did not want y'all to see the kink that he was into, which is why he's not happy with her dropping the audio that we've been hearing. And this is why he's always trying to show that she is into the kink. The truth of the matter is they both were into the kink. Both into the kink. Shannon Sharpe thinks that by dropping video or audio to show that she's the nasty one, that somehow takes him off the hook for not being nasty, when in fact, no, Shannon Sharpe, you nasty as well. Let's read this right here. Now, she was into some nasty stuff now, but check this out right here. Only if you put the baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want to me. Text from Gabriella. Shannon Sharpe, November 23rd, 2023. I want to put my tongue in your ass. You know what that means, everybody. Then marry you. Text from Gabriella. She said, Shannon Sharpe, January 12th, 2024. That's my daddy. F, I want you to put a big black baby in me. See? This is crazy stuff right here. I want you to put a big black baby in me, right? Right. And then text from Gabriella, Shannon Sharpe, August 11, 2003. These messages are just a sample of the broader pattern and graphic sexual communication initiated by her. Shannon Sharpe, you've been initiating talk with her too. It goes both ways. What are you talking about, everybody? Yeah, she's being nasty. I'm not going to deny it, but dude, you involved in it too. You were playing the role with her. You didn't like the fact that she eventually wanted to break things off with you, and that's when it all went bad for you. I get it. She's being freaky. She's maybe a freakazoid. I get it. But I'm here to say to all of you out there that Shannon Sharpe should have known better. Shannon Sharpe is a 56-something-year-old man, very experienced. He's been in the entertainment business of football and broadcasting for years, so he knows all the tricks of the game. He knows that there's women out there that's going to come after him for his money. He knows that there's all kind of things. This man is seasoned in the game of being a celebrity. He ain't new to the game. He just didn't think that she was going to do what she did by saving video and recording him, because he probably figured because she was a young white girl that she wasn't as smart. And his arrogance. That's what this is really. His arrogance has gotten him into this. His arrogance has gotten him in a situation where now a young white female might end up taking some of his bag, if not all of his bag, and as a result may end up ruining his ESPN career. Because he wasn't excuse my language, everybody, but he wasn't disciplined. He wasn't disciplined as a man. He's got all those muscles, but this goes to show you, everybody, you can have all those muscles. You can have biceps, triceps, all the muscles. He's a muscle-bound dude, right? You can have all of these things that turn women on. But the most important thing that you should have is the most important muscle to have on your body is the muscle that's is the muscle called your brain. Your most important muscle is your asset of how you use your brain. You can be big and muscular like he is on this package right here with the green outfit in the orange bag, and we all thought he was sashaying and that he was maybe gay. I ain't gonna lie. I thought that Shannon Sharpe was sashaying as well, everybody. I thought he was zesty as hell when he put this bag on. and the way he walked out of the car, we thought he was zesty. We talking about 3 claps, zesty. Yes, girl, yes. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. But what that shows you is that you can never judge a person by how they look, but you judge them by their action, their deeds, and their behavior, and their lack of brain power. And that's what I believe Shannon Sharpe did in getting himself caught up with this young lady. Now, I'm not saying that she's innocent, that she's some angel, because obviously this girl, this young lady, this woman is on some freaky, weird stuff herself. You can see it all over social media. She's on that time, okay? She's on that time. And this is what Sharpe picked. This is what Sharpe decided to let into his life. And we got to do better. We got to make better decisions as men than letting this type of stuff into our life. Just because it looks good doesn't always mean it's good for us long term. Let's go back to Jaguar Wright.
She's a very unique name. Now, I'm not going to say her first name, but the family name that she holds is Zuniga.
Zuniga.
I've been researching, trying to figure out if she's related to the Hollywood Zunigas. Because Daphne Zuniga has ties in some interesting areas behind the scenes.
Uh-oh.
Melrose Place actress. Does anybody remember?
Y'all hear that?
Oh, damn, man, that Melrose Place. Yeah, 1990s.
Yeah, Daphne Zuniga.
Y'all hear that,
Ties,
everybody?
like
I appreciate
said,
you all
very
being here.
Interesting Hollywood ties.
Mm-hmm. Hollywood
So
ties.
you messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not.
No, you're not lying.
You're not lying at all.
His daughters are 32, son is 30.
You hear that, everybody?
Keep getting online and somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't.
Did y'all hear that? He has a child. He has a son 31 or 32, a daughter 32, 31. He's, come on, man. You got to use better. As men, we have to use better judgment. We have to use better judgment. Better judgment. Okay? Now, let me let this run out.
But stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and rooming with Casanat and Skip Bayless?
Let's stop it right there. So there it is. That is the part of the pretext there, that this young lady he's messing with was someone that has a connection into Hollywood. So Shannon Sharpe did not make good decisions in his dealings with this female. And I'm not saying that she's innocent, that she's an angel. I think she played her role in this. And I'm not saying that she wasn't trying to set him up. But see, even if she was trying to set him up, that's Sharpe's dumb fault. He's been in the game of being a celebrity for quite some time. This man has been in the public eye before this girl was even born. And he should have known better. He should have used better wisdom. That's why I made the examples to the Bible when it came to Samson, when it came to King Solomon, not succumbing to the flesh and not using the mind. Let's continue on with this. This is quite interesting stuff, everybody. If you like my presentation so far, where we're going, Put those 7s in the chat room, share the video, let people know about the channel. If you are watching me on a cellular phone, on a desktop, whatever you're using, hit the button that says share and share it to X right now or Twitter. Share it to Facebook now or whatever you're using. I would appreciate that. Thank you to all the new subscribers, everybody that's watching, everybody that's rocking with me in the chat room. I appreciate you, all the mods, Tiffany Jackson, Alicia, everybody that's here, Nubian Gold that's in the house, everybody that's here. Last Call, I see you. I see you, Last Call. I'll be over at your channel very soon. Check out Last Call's channel. We got Gail at Night in the house. Let me give you all a clap. David Joseph is in the house. Rico Bazaar Foods is in the house. Love it, love it, love it. The Gray Pill Podcast is rocking with us. Check out his channel too. Check out my man Rico Bazaar Foods. He does a great mukbang over there. Check him out. Subscribe to him. Write people's names down that's in the chat room if you are a person who desires to support other channels. We got people in here who have small channels and they need support as well. I appreciate the support and how y'all rock with me. Believe me, I bring this content, putting energy into the content. And once again, we'll continue to grind and put out those pre-produced videos, dropping for y'all during that week like I doing each week as I do. We're going to keep this thing going, getting back into the algorithms here. We're going to touch on all kind of topics on this channel, y'all. This is why it's called Information Man Show. We're going to touch on all type of topics, but I like to go a little bit deeper with these topics as well. So let's get back to the next thing I want to show y'all with this whole situation. And I appreciate everybody that's here. Shannon Sharpe has a issue, and it goes back to what you see on the screen right here, an appetite. Remember I told you that the ex-wife had to file some paperwork on him. Well, here we go right here. Let's read this. Let's read the case here. A woman suing Shannon Sharpe for allegedly defamation, right? So the woman alleged that he did defamation against her, also alleges in the complaint that the NFL Hall of Famer sexually assaulted her in 2010. That's this woman right here that I just talked about earlier. You see her to the left, another white woman. And all these things are pattern recognition. The pattern recognition is that it's all women that he has had some relationship with. And when they're ready to dump him or get out of the relationship, he doesn't handle rejection very well, y'all. Let's go back to this article. Michelle Evans is her name. This woman right here, Michelle Evans. Michelle Evans filed a suit against Sharpe in New York in 2023, nearly 2 years before another woman suing under the name Jane Doe. Well, we know who she is. This is Gabriella Zuniga, accused Sharpe of raping her in a lawsuit filed in Nevada early this week. And we already know who this is, the woman right here that we've been talking about, and back right here. Okay. Sharpe has strongly denied the allegations in Nevada lawsuit, claiming that the relationship had been consensual, right? Now, what does Sharpe say again? When it came to his relationship with this woman right here, Sharpe said the same thing, that his relationship with her was consensual, okay? But this man has a pattern, y'all, in New York. Let me move on to say this. In New York, complaints attained by People magazine, that Evans, who is representing herself, claims that she had been in a relationship. See the pattern recognition? She had been in a relationship with Sharpe, this woman right here, okay? For nearly a decade, ending in 2010, when she says they got in an argument over alleged infidelity. The same thing that this young lady was upset with him about was his infidelity that was caught on that Instagram video where he was getting it in with somebody else. And this young lady right here was not happy about that. No different than this woman right here. See, same pattern recognition, y'all. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. We got Just Adrian is in the house. What's going on, my sister? We got Isaac in the house. Sincere is in the house. Check out her channel as well. We got some good people here. Make sure you write people's name down. We got Trap Vision in the house. Much respect to you.
Tell the truth.
Trap Vision, man, my man, good to see you. Trap Vision, once again, brother, you're in my prayers as well. You know, you've gone through some hard times. This brother lost a son, and you can never get over something like that. But brother, I'm just here to tell you, I'm glad to see you here. Y'all give him some love in the chat room. Check out his channel. Trap Vision's a good brother, and I have a lot of respect for him. Tiffany Jackson's in the house. Last call. Gold is here. Everybody, Trap Vision, brother. So good to see you. We got SSD in the house. We got my man, DoorDash Revolution. He has a channel. Check out DoorDash Revolution. I still need to get that brother on the show and do an interview of DoorDash Revolution. Haven't forgotten about that DoorDash Revolution, even though it may seem like I have, but I have not. And Sincere is giving the brother some respect. Yeah, Trap Vision, y'all all give him some love in the chat room. Callaway 1, she expected someone to be loyal to an own. Yeah, now that's a good point. That's a good point. You can't, that's a good point. For the ladies out there that's doing OnlyFans, you cannot expect a man that knows you are an OnlyFans woman to be as loyal to you as well. But then again, wait a minute though. Shannon Sharpe can't expect this woman to be loyal to him. Why is he surprised that Gabby is exposing all of their dirty secrets, their audio tapes, and there's a video out there, y'all. Why would he expect her to give him respect when he met her as an OnlyFans? And he even said it out of his own mouth, and I played that today, that he knew that she was OnlyFans. He knows that these OnlyFans ladies get on there and they make a lot of money off of men. So he should know that she's about the money. So what I'm saying to you is that, again, they're both wrong. Shannon Sharpe is wrong to think that she's going to be loyal to him in this situation. And she's wrong to think that Shannon Sharpe's going to be loyal to her when he wants to get it on and get it in whenever he can.
Papa.
You understand what I'm saying? Papa, she's saying to him right there. Papa. Papa. Get it in, right? Papa. Papa. Right? So how can she expect him to be loyal to her? They're both in a bad situation. It's all terrible, y'all. I just want to make that point because he had a wife. I mean, he had not a wife, but he had a girlfriend who saw the same thing in him, right? So they were in a relationship, right, for a decade. It ended in 2010 when she said she got in an argument with him. And Evans even said, this woman even said that she alleged that Sharpe then requested that the two have sex and that she refused. So when he took advantage of her, once again, it's always around sex, y'all. When these women, here's the pattern recognition. It appears like when these women decide to break up with this man, he wants to take advantage sexually. His other girlfriend who complained about him in 2010, filed a lawsuit in 2023. I don't know why she waited that late, y'all. I don't know why. Once again, her argument is that he tried to push up on her with the sex suggestion. And everybody, if you're wondering again, why did he leave CBS? He left CBS not because he was leaving to go to Fox Sports. He was not on CBS because of these allegations. And so CBS was like, nah, we can't have you here. Allegedly, they had to drop him. And then later on, he got picked up by Fox Sports because it was who? As much as we don't like the man, it was Skip Bayless. They gave him another shot. Skip Bayless went to bat for him to get him on that show. Shannon Sharpe wasn't Fox Sports' first choice. It was Skip Bayless that went to bat for him. Now, I don't like Skip Bayless. Near the end, Skip Bayless was disrespectful to Shannon Sharpe in the way he talked to him, right? He was disrespectful. I'm not going to deny that. Now, let's continue on here. Let me put this down here real quick, y'all. So I've already went over that particular aspect. Let's listen to the brother that used to be part of TMZ. He has a podcast called Higher Learning. They make some really good points here in the podcast. And of course, I will have to stop it and do commentary every now and then. For those of you who are not content creators, the reason why we have to do that, because I get this all the time in the chat room or in the comment section. Not the chat room, but the comment section. Oh man, why do you keep talking over the video or stopping it so much? You don't understand. When you use copyright material, under the YouTube rules, you must turn that material into a new type of video, meaning you must stop it sometimes, give a little bit of commentary, because if you let it run all the way through, now you open up the door to the copyright because you did not take the content and make it your own or make it unique. That's why we do these things. For those of you out there who are not content creators, those of us that are, we know how this game works. Let's get to it right now, y'all. Check this out. I like this video actually too. I really do like this video. Check this out.
Tony Busby said that $10 million was on the table and they rejected $10 million from Shannon Sharpe.
And his attorneys confirmed that they did offer.
They offered $10 million and that was rejected.
So not Tony Busby. Shannon Sharpe's attorneys confirmed that
right.
he
Tony
offered.
Busby said that, and then Tony Busby, then the Shannon's people came back and said, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I want to stop it right there. That is an important point because for anybody that says, oh, this is all a lie, he never offered this money, both attorneys have confirmed it. Confirmed this as being the reality. You've got Tony Busby who confirmed it. And then the lawyer, Lonnie Davis, for Shannon Sharpe, has also confirmed this to be the case. That is the truth, that both know that Shannon Sharpe offered this money. I'm going to say again, if you're an innocent person, y'all, why would you offer anybody money? Would anybody in that chat room offer somebody big time money if you know that you truly innocent? I believe that when people do these sort of things, it's because they're not as innocent as we may think. This is my opinion. This is alleged.
To my knowledge, Shannon Sharpe has not said that is not him in the audio recordings.
See?
It's being alleged. Her side put it out there. It is my understanding he has not denied that that's him.
Just have to say alleged just to cover the ass of
No, for
right,
sure.
See?
Because I'm
cover
saying
the
that
ass.
to say, when you talked about the text messages that were sent in January 2025 about where she says no means no, it's important to note that he didn't confirm or deny that either. He said, I'll call you later.
Yeah.
He also has said that he believes he's anticipating more things to come, which I believe he can speak to that because this has been in mediation for a while. So I do think that his side is aware that her side has recordings, videos, text messages, which is why he probably...
Boom. You understand what's going on here? Both sides know that each other have the text messages, video, all sorts of things. So it should not be a surprise. This is not a surprise. They know what's going on. Shannon Sharpe knows what's going on. That's why he tried to offer her the $10 million, because he knows that if this thing goes further, he will be exposed. Now, she'll be exposed as well, but who do you think will be damaged more by being exposed? Everybody, let's take a look at this. Who do you think will be damaged more in the chat room by being exposed? Will it be Shannon Sharpe or this 20, I think she's 23 years old, maybe 26. Who knows how old she is now? But who do you think has the most to lose? It's Shannon Sharpe, which probably would be the reason why he offered the $10 million, because he wanted to make this whole thing just go away. Right? But my thing is, an innocent man doesn't give in to what they keep calling as blackmail. I don't like to use that term, blackmail. If somebody's blackmailing you, everybody, and you know that you didn't do this and you got the proof to prove that you didn't do anything, then why the hell would you offer a $10 million buyout on this situation? Makes no sense.
He wanted to settle, but he did say that there's a video that he believes that is coming out. There's only going to be 30 seconds of it. He's already claiming that it's altered. And
the video is the reason why he offered the $10 million in the first place, y'all. In the first place. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It's the reason why in the first place. It's the reason why he offered the money in the first place, because there's a video and people have been talking about this video. Check this out. I'm coming to it very soon. Let's continue.
He wants the full 10 minutes or so released.
Yes.
Yes, it's important to say too.
Right. Here's the thing. Okay. So a couple of thoughts here. The first thought is I don't think that Shannon Sharpe will be back on ESPN.
I don't think so too.
I don't know how he could be.
Yeah. I don't think that Shannon Sharpe will be back on ESPN. I think that this is probably enough for ESPN to walk away from Shannon
It's
Sharpe.
strike two.
Strike two, because why? Shannon Sharpe, as I said before, has a history of these mishaps. He has a history of mishaps, everybody.
For him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's talk now about how many different instances of this that have gone on with him.
Well, yeah, it's out there.
Yeah.
It's written. There's other lawsuits that have been filed
Right.
that are similar in nature.
Other accusations that have been made. Okay. So I think that ESPN is done. I think the audio of him threatening to choke her twice was probably enough for ESPN to be like, we don't want Shannon Sharpe around anymore.
Right. That video of him talking about choking, I said to people in that video that I did for 18 minutes when I discovered that audio, I played that audio. I said on the video, the 18-minute video that I did prior to this video, that this could be the end of Shannon Sharpe or the beginning to the end. And sure enough, as soon as that audio comes out, boom, all of a sudden, ESPN says, oh, he's going to take a little time away. The writing is on the wall. I said that. I had people leaving me messages in the comment section about, oh, man, this ain't going to happen. It did happen. I was right. And many of you are right who believed in the same situation, right? Let me play this just one more time because it speaks to the foolishness of this man. It speaks to the foolishness of this man.
Big black guy choked small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good.
For sure.
You have two different platforms. Nightcap, which is a nightly show that he does with Ocho Cinco, and then Club Shay Shay, which is, of course.
We're going to stop it right here. You get the point, everybody. I appreciate everybody that's here. Thank you again. Y'all all get the point of what I'm saying. Let's get to the next thing. Shannon Sharpe, this whole situation, man, is terrible. Let me be honest with you all. I don't particularly like to see a black man who's having success be in this type of situation. But the truth of the matter is that I think Shannon Sharpe has no one to blame for being in this situation but himself. He has nobody to blame but himself for being in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. He's brought this on himself by the choice of woman that he decided to get himself involved with. He knew what she was. And as a result, like I said earlier in the show, how can you expect people like this to be loyal to one another? He's not loyal. He likes to be involved. He likes to get involved in relationships and engage in infidelity with other women. And the women that he gets involved with, they don't like it. Okay. And then he chooses to be with the OnlyFans types of the world. I don't get why these athletes get themselves in this sort of mess like this. It's really a trip to me why they always do this sort of stuff. It's just crazy. Not everybody, but we have a laundry list of athletes that have gotten themselves caught up like Shannon Sharpe. And it's really a damn shame that this sort of stuff happens. Let's continue on to the next part of the presentation. Man is not using discipline. So once again, Tony Busby filed this lawsuit in behalf of Gabby And let me show you some little pieces of this right here. Check this out. Check this out, everybody. Check this out. Boom. In her early 20s, this is part of the actual lawsuit that was filed. I have little pieces. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips of this. It won't even take but a minute. These are highlighted clips. In her early 20s, in 2023, plaintiff was working out at a gym in Los Angeles, California. When Sharpe approached her for the first time previously, Gabby had noticed Sharpe watching her, so he had his eyes on her, y'all. This is in the real legal lawsuit filing. This is not from a news article. This is from the real court case or the lawsuit. During her workout at this time, Gabby was just 19 years old. At the time, she did not know who he was, so they say. Only that he was another older man gogging at her at the gym. Then she found that he had that money, y'all. Gabby could tell Sharpe. Now, here go the next piece I want to let y'all see right here. Right here. Intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into her apartment, into Gabby's apartment complex without her permission. Sharpe made it clear that what Doe wanted her, or what Gabby wanted, was off of no moment that Sharpe would get what he wanted when he wanted. In October 2024, Shannon Sharpe violently sexually assaulted and annually raped her. This is the video that people are talking about, a video where Sharpe goes to work. Once again, he goes to Las Vegas or Nevada where she lived. Somehow he was able to get into her place. They said he found out a way to get in her place. According to her, who knows? Maybe she opened the door and let him in. Shit, they were in a relationship, right? But it's two arguments. One on her part, oh, he figured out how to get into my place. Sharpe, he probably will argue that because the relationship was consensual, she buzzed me in. Who knows, right? But her account is that he was violent, brutal in the way he went about in his sexual abuse of her to the point that he raped her. Okay? Now, let's look at this report right here in the lawsuit. Gabby wanted was of no moment. I mean, that's not the one I wanted to read. I read that already. Let me see. October. Yeah, here we go. October 24, Shannon Sharpe violently sexually assaulted and anally raped the plaintiff two different times in Las Vegas, Nevada. Woo! Ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Remember, they broke up in October and they broke up in August of 2024. And apparently everything went wrong in October 2024 and in the new year of January 2025, okay? That was one of the things that were put out there as far as a report. Here goes some more right here. Able to credibly maintain that relationship was exclusive. He had at this point accidentally or purposely to advance his career went live on Instagram. Remember I talked to y'all about that, live on Instagram while having sex with another woman, and I've already played a little taste of that for y'all. Having sex with another woman, Sharpe flew into a fit of anger when plaintiff noted his infidelity to their relationship or called him out about his extra activities, what had once been manipulation and control. So it all goes back to this shit right here that Sharpe did again. It all goes back to that right there. She, once again, his last relationship with a woman that he was with for decades said the same thing, that it was infidelity as a result of her not wanting to be with. It sounds to me, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know if y'all agree with me, it sounds to me, and I said this before, that these women eventually were getting their freak on with Sharpe. Everything was going fine. But the minute that they rejected him and said they didn't want to be with him anymore, that they didn't want to engage in sex with him, that they've had enough, that's when this man loses his control and his discipline. You see the pattern recognition again? Put this up here again. Many months of manipulation and controlling plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatened to brutally choke her. We've already heard the audio of him talking about choking her, and violently slap her. Sharpe refused to accept the answer, no, and raped the plaintiff despite her sobbing and repeatedly screaming off. This must be a part of that 30-second video, or that video that everyone's been talking about. This explains, if this is all true, y'all, if this is true and not just alleged that he did this. This is being alleged in this woman's complaint. This is being alleged in this female. Look at this goofy shit right here. She got this stuff in her nose. What is this? What is this? Is this some kind of cosmetic thing she got going? What is this? Somebody tell me what this is, John. What is this? But nevertheless, this woman made complaints about him in the lawsuit. And there's a video where he brutally took advantage of her sexually, which is why many people believe that Shannon Sharpe settled in the first place right here. You see that right there, y'all? Shannon Sharpe offered $10 million settlement to accuser, right? Various claims, the lawyers say. Could this be the real reason? Let me let you hear what Lord Jamal had to say when he was on The Art of Dialogue. He said that he has a friend, someone that he knows, who has actually seen the video of what Sharpe did sexually and said that it is brutal, and I mean brutal. Let me let you hear this right now. This is off the hook, y'all. This is off the hook. I don't know what to say, but I do know all of this is off the hook. Check it out.
And he's basically admitting to choking her. And well, if you didn't do the shit you did or some shit like that. But then I'm hearing that there's a tape that's out there. Now, I haven't seen this tape, but someone that I know says they have seen this tape. They said, and in this tape, apparently he is choking this girl and railing her from the back.
Oh God.
You know what I mean? And I don't think it was from the back in the kitty cat.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I think he was hitting her in the shitter.
Ooh.
And he was choking her or some shit in the video.
See?
Now, from what I hear, he's saying that there's a longer piece to the video. And
let's stop it right there. You see, Lord is breaking it down. He says there's a longer piece of the video. He has a friend that's seen some of this video that confirmed that it's a nasty, real nasty video. And that's the video that is what sparked Shannon Sharpe in the first place. This is what sparked this man in the first place you see up here on the screen to decide that, hey, I got to do a settlement. I don't want the world to see how freaky and nasty that I can really be. I don't want the world to see my dirty deeds and see that I get down in unusual ways. But this is what Lord Jamal is saying, y'all. What y'all think in the chat room? Do y'all believe Jamal here, or do you think he just talking? I know he got himself kind of called out when he was talking about the flat earth, and I guess him and what's the guy, the Goffrey, had a falling out over this whole situation with Dave, Professor Dave, and the whole thing about flipping. They got into a back and forth, and then I guess it was put out there that Lord Jamal was telling him, don't show the tape because Professor Dave kind of got the best of Lord Jamal when it came to this flat earth type stuff. I mean, really funny stuff. I don't know. I'm more concerned about what's happening right down here on the planet that I'm living on the ground where I'm at. But this whole thing is crazy, but let's get back to this.
I guess maybe it shows that she's with that. I don't know. But my man who said he saw it says it didn't look good. It don't make him look good. Yeah, I don't know how they was able to see it, but they seen a clip of it. And told me it wasn't a good look.
It wasn't a good look, and I'm going to tell you why it wasn't a good look, everybody.
For Mr. Sharpe in this clip.
Whoa. Right. Ooh, boy. I tell you, everybody, it was not a good look for Sharpe at all in this clip. Let me give you some details on this. Remember I talked to you about the ex-girlfriend? This was all disclosed in People magazine. Therefore, after Sharpe coerced and Evans is not suing Sharpe for sexual assault. She claimed he threatened to ruin her reputation and that he assured the media commentary was defamation of her character. That's the woman that he was involved with before. But let's get into this right here. This is the graphic breakdown. This is also from the article. You can find this on the website. This is from the Insider. The Insider told us that the video is so graphic that when Shannon and his legal team saw the video, they immediately attempted to settle the lawsuit, as we already know, because they didn't deny it. Shannon lawyers disclosed and alleged that the victim lawyer, Tony Busby, confirmed that Shannon offered the woman at least $10 million to settle the claim. That's what Tony Busby was saying right here. Okay, that's his claim against Shannon. Now, once again, Tony Busby is sort of a shady lawyer. I have to be fair here. Going on again. Check this out. I want to put this up right here. Boom. The video, we're told, this is according to the Insider article. The video, we're told, shows Shannon, who is 250 pounds, 6'3", behind the petite 20-year-old white girl and entered her from the rear. We're told that the video is brutal, very graphic, and horrifying. This is what's being alleged. This is what's being alleged by this Gavi right here. After the videos and the audios have been put out there, everybody, and Shannon Sharpe is, trying to defend his innocence to this whole situation. Let me show you what she put out recently on her social media. It's her legitimate, I think this is her legitimate Instagram right here. Let's put this, let you see this front and center. She put this out on her social media. I think this was on her Instagram. There go her name. This is actually her legitimate Instagram. This is a clip from that. She says, "One thing about me, I kept the receipts. What you all heard ain't even the half of it. I stayed quiet out of fear, but not anymore." So she's saying that the video clips that she's put out of Shannon Sharpe is not even half of it. It's just a small portion of more clips that she's got to expose Shannon Sharpe. Once again, I think they both are wrong. I think Shannon Sharpe is wrong with a man of his stature handling his business so sloppy in the way he's done so. But let me let you hear from his lawyer, because the lawyer says that they're going to sue her, heavily sue her. They're going to countersue her. He was on the Don Lemonhead show, and let me let you hear what he said when he was on the Don Lemonhead show. Everybody, check this out.
She has been role-playing on OnlyFans. She was role-playing and asked for this with Mr. Shannon Sharpe. So we are going to prove this in court when we sue her in a counterclaim. But I'm saying on the record, she's lying. We have evidence of her lies from her own words and what she was asking for in the text messages. But we will prove affirmatively what Shannon Sharpe said on his Instagram account. He's innocent. There was never a moment of other than consensual sex. And this is about blackmail and a shakedown scheme.
Okay, so people are dialing in at every second, as you know, and streaming. That's what Shannon does. I'm sure you're very aware of it. So we have more people joining us. So I just want to say that we are joined by famed attorney Lanny Davis, who is attorney for Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe's attorney. You guys misspelled attorney. Shannon Sharpe's attorney, so you can take it down and put it up, speaks. Okay, so Lanny,
get that spelling right.
The fact that she works for OnlyFans, is that somehow undermine her credibility? I mean, because folks would say, they would call that, shaming of some sort, if you know.
No, I absolutely am not.
In the realm of her skirt was too short.
How she decides to earn a living, I'm not making any comment about her decision to use OnlyFans. That's her decision. I'm not criticizing that decision or judging her for that decision. The relevance is fantasy role playing is what, among other things, she does on this particular site, OnlyFans. The fantasy role playing was the explicit sex messages or text messages that we posted that she asked for over and over again, including wearing a dog collar.
You got this old white man. By the way, I think he was the lawyer for was it Bill Clinton when Bill Clinton got caught? Yeah, I think Lanny Davis. I think this lawyer was the lawyer for Bill Clinton or one of these presidents that got themselves caught up in a scandal. I think it was Bill Clinton. But this shit is funny. You got this old white man sitting up here talking about role playing and daddy put the collar around my neck. Oh God. No, let me get serious. He's basically saying because she's an only, Shannon Sharpe says, should we judge her because she's an OnlyFans person, right? And then on the flip side of that, he says no, but then on the flip side, he says, well, she was into role playing and all of that. So basically they want to say that because she was into role playing and all this sort of stuff, that that Shannon Sharpe didn't do nothing to her, that she didn't want done to her. And let me say this to you guys. Let's say she was down with all of it. Let's say she was down with having a dog collar put on her neck. Let's say she was down with having a dog collar put on her neck. She was down with being spanked. She was down with being choked, all the stuff that Shannon Sharpe. Let's say she was down with all of that. Shannon Sharpe still screwed up because he's letting the bag, he's gonna cause himself to lose the bag at 56 something years old, messing around with this young white girl. He gonna mess around and lose the bag because he wants to show no discipline, show no type of discipline, because he's too caught up in his sexual fantasies and his role play with this girl, to the point now he's now in a situation where he may lose the whole bag that he was supposed to get from ESPN. What I'm saying to you, this shit ain't worth it. And then the caliber of women that he decides to get with, I can't get around that. Monique already told him, Shannon, you need to get you a good, wholesome woman. Get your old, you know what? I mean, y'all know, y'all heard those videos by them. I mean, I don't know, everybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's continue.
And engaging in non-traditional forms of sex. So it's consistent with my statement, which we will prove that she's a liar, that she engaged as the news of his success and future contract came to her attention. She took advantage to leverage the possibility of her getting paid. And
okay, even if that's true, that this girl, this woman did what she could to leverage him, that shows you how stupid a 56-year-old grown-ass black man like Shannon Sharpe is. We're not talking about a guy who ain't never been with, who's never gotten attention from women. We're talking about a ex-NFL Hall of Fame tight end football player who got plenty of attention from women, whether it be playing in college to playing in the pros. He's been in a celebrity spot. He's been on television for decades now, both on CBS, Fox News Sports, plus First Takes that he's been on that's been very successful with him being on there. This man has two successful podcasts, I think, Nightcap, where he talks sports with Ocho Cinco, and he has the Club Shay Shay where he interviews people. All of these things have been successful. This man is no stranger to success. This isn't new to Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe's been around the damn block. Why did he allow himself to be the victim of this white girl? If that's in fact what the lawyer is saying has happened here, what's wrong with Shannon Sharpe? Huh? Or is it that Shannon Sharpe ain't the alpha male? He ain't the alpha male that y'all think he is. A lot of these athletes are not what we think they are. A lot of them ain't what we think they are, y'all. We got to get out of the fantasy of these athletes and their bureaucracy, their hypocrisy, should I be saying, the hypocrisy of these professional athletes and these ex-professional athletes turned media personality. The bottom line is he wanted to pay that $10 million because there's a brutal tape, allegedly, of him having sex with her, and she's claiming that sex was rough, that sex was a form of grape of her. It's brutal, and because his lawyers saw the video, that's why they rushed to give her the payoff to make it all go away. Let's continue to hear the lawyer speak his speech.
She blackmailed him, and we are suing her, and we will prove that
Thank you all for being here.
Scheme to blackmail involving secret taping, and we will prove that Mr. Sharpe is telling the truth, that he was never, ever involved in anything other than consensual sexual activity privately between two adults.
All right, y'all. Woo, what y'all think so far? I got some more for y'all. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy, 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 crazy. Woo, it's crazy. But I got some more for y'all. You can always find somebody who will make excuses for the behavior of a grown-ass man who should know better. See, again, Shannon Sharpe ain't no 20-year-old. He's not a 19-year-old. And I'm not saying that the young lady or the woman is not wrong either. She deserves a lot of criticism. She should be heavily criticized for the part that she played in this. She deserves criticism for the part that she played in this nonsense. But here we got a man who should know better, a black man in this world that should know a little bit better than this sort of stuff. Thank you, JT Coins Rings, for the $1.99 super chat, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you. With that said, I'm going to get back to where I was talking about in this presentation, but let's go to some super chat music and get this whole thing going, y'all. Here we go.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep,
Thank
no
you for the
rest.
super
Might
chat.
crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands. I'm by my lonely. Turn to a savage. Now my baby wants to hold me. I love my friends. Don't need no friends. I got my homies.
Tell the truth.
Trust you, I find out you try to zone me. I'm number one upon my court, I make you good.
What's up, everybody? Make sure you subscribe.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Thank you, everybody, for subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Share the video. Thank you for coming over here. Let's get back onto this again. So the lawyer has spoken. Like I said, I think she's wrong. Whatever her tactics were was wrong. But I also hold Shannon Sharpe responsible as a grown man who should know better and should have some experience with this sort of stuff to know, hey, I got to pivot out of this situation. It's getting a little bit out of hand. Now, let you look at a collage of some of these clips from text messages that I find very interesting. Like right here. I put this on the screen right here. The top one says here, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my booty. That's the top statement right there. This is crazy, y'all. And you did not listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no. Shannon, this is from her text messages. This is the stuff that they're releasing it all, right? Let's go over here to this right here and put this up right here. We're going to come back to some of this stuff here. She says right here, I don't know how to process this. Can I call you later? I think this is from Shannon right there, but let me put this up right here. This is interesting stuff what I'm putting on the screen. You guys have probably seen this on other channels. I want to be abused, Daddy. This is her telling Shannon Sharpe that she wants to be abused. This is why I said this is not a good look for her either. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. If that's what she's into, not a good look. Both are wrong. From Gabby. This is from Gabby herself to Shannon Sharpe. Absolutely not. When you give me a formal apology for cheating on me on Instagram Live and multiple other times, then we can talk about it. So she's saying that Shannon Sharpe not only was unfaithful on that day in question on Instagram where he was getting it in on Instagram. He was getting it in on Instagram. She's not happy. She's not happy about the fact that he was cheating on her multiple times. That's at least from her point of view. That's what she's saying. We don't know how true this is, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised because the other woman that he was with that filed against him said that it was infidelity and he was acting aggressive when she wanted to, cut loose of him. So like I said, this man has a problem, I believe, with people turning him down, rejection. Okay? She wanted a formal apology from Shannon. Here go another one right here. I think this is from Shannon. He says, Shannon said this. Oh my God. I'll be killing that young kitty cat. You hear that? You hear that, everybody? I don't want to use the other word for purposes, and y'all know that we on YouTube, right? But he says, I'll be killing that young kitty cat. Y'all know what that is. Shannon Sharpe, you naughty little thing, you naughty man. Naughty. And something about what he said seems a little weird to me. I got to be honest. This is real, weird stuff. I'll be killing that young kitty cat. So that tells you that he's into that. That's sort of like this statement that he says here is sort of, it gives me Art Kelly vibes, y'all. Art Kelly vibes.
Tell the truth.
Art Kelly vibes, if you know what I mean. R. Kelly vibes. Here's the next one right here from Gabby. But I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my butt. Now, I read that last time, but this is a more closer up, clear version of it. And you didn't listen. I didn't care what our history is. No means no. This is to Shannon. Here's another one right here from Gabby. I want like some hardcore BDSM action. And you know, BDS means, being choked and being smacked around and all sort of stuff, leather play, sort of like this outfit she got on right here. This outfit right here has kind of got that leather play look to it. Look what she's got on right there with the leather strapped around the neck. And all of this is weird stuff, y'all. Weird.
Tell the truth.
Weird. What do you think, Alicia? This is weird stuff. Sincere, what do you think? To be me, you have a very nice set of information, man. Thank you very much for that. Must hated bronze flat power. What's going on, my brother? Let's see. What do you think? Patoro Afro. What do you think? Beverly Palmer. Thank you for the hearts and everything. What do you all think? There is something weird about this girl. We cannot deny that. Okay. So Shannon on the one hand is on to something that she's into the kinky stuff. But then the question is, where do you cross the line between what you're into kinky and when do you, what's the, how can I say this, everybody? What's the barrier, right? Where is the domain of no return where you can't go there, right? So she's into the freaky stuff. Obviously, Shannon is into the freaky stuff. That's certainly evident here. But when do you move beyond? When do you say, okay, this is as far as we go? What are the ground rules? That's what I want to say. What are the ground rules? Look. We all are adults here, right? We all are sexual people. We all have either are in relationships or we're single and we're dating people, or we are married and we have sexual relations and we do all sort of, let's be honest, we're all adults. We all have our kinks, right? We all have things that we like sexually, that things that we don't like and things that we like. And we all have our parameters of this is how far I'll go and this is how far I won't go, right? We all have it. And the question you have to ask this is that as much as we can see or we can tell that the woman has some issues, okay, then we have to say, does she have the right to still be able to say no means no? Just because her and Shannon were getting it in real kinky like, if she's at a point where she no longer wants to be with him, that she no longer wants to deal with him anymore, does she have the right to still say no to Shannon, even though they were doing kinky stuff before? Does she deserve the right to still say, you know what, I don't want to see you no more. You were cheating on me. I'm not happy. No, just because you did this before to me, you're not going to do it this time. I've already told you I don't want it in the, you know what, in the boo-boo area. And now you want to put it in my boo-boo area when I told you I don't know. And the one thing I do know, ladies, you should be able to attest to what I'm saying. And men that are mature, you know this. When you get involved with a woman and that woman is into you, y'all may be able to, that woman may accept various things that you do in terms of your intimacy. She might be into all sort of things with you, right? But the minute you cheat on her, the minute you do something that breaks her heart or makes her upset, and like, again, I don't think there's any loyalty between a guy like Sharpe, who has a history of infidelity, allegedly, and I don't think there's any there may not be any true loyalty by a OnlyFans girl who's showing herself to all men. But this is a basic principle that I'm bringing up here. Usually when you're with a woman and that woman's really into you, she feels that you're faithful and you guys are getting it in and having great intimacy and your role playing, whatever y'all into, the minute you do something to either cheat on that woman or do whatever you do to that woman, man, and the same thing can go for women that cheat on men, the sex will never be the same again. The woman will never want to give it up to you in the way she did before because she may feel some kind of way about what you did to her. And you as a man may not feel the same way about that woman touching her when you know that other men or a man has been touching her when you were in the relationship with her. You may feel some kind of way like, nah, I'm not in the mood for it anymore. I used to eat it. I ain't eating it tonight. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Right? Your sexual appetite for that person is not the same as it once was before. I'm just laying that out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. I don't know. But you know who makes excuses? I got to play this because somebody made an excuse for Shannon Sharpe about the $10 million. What you know, it would be Michael Irvin, who's no stranger to getting himself in trouble as well. This man used to get in trouble back in the day with cocaine. This man used to get himself in trouble when he was playing for the Dallas Cowboys, and he would be in hotel rooms with prostitutes, getting high and doing all sort of stuff when he had a whole family at home. Remember, he had recently got accused of something too in a hotel and said that he never did it. And what happened? He lost his job at ESPN, and it never was proven that he did any of those things. I think that Michael Irvin did get railroaded by that woman at the hotel that he had a brief conversation with, but Michael Irvin has his demons, and I expected Michael Irvin, everybody, to basically support Shannon Sharpe. There's not a lot of people jumping out the window talking about and giving support to him, but Michael Irvin is, because they have a relationship, of course. And check this out, everybody. Check this out. This is going to be interesting.
And this is like when he said they offered $10 million to settle it. Everybody will think out here like, oh, well, you must got something on you if you're going to offer $10 million.
Right.
But this game now is not a game about finding truth. That's what I was trying to say to you guys on the live stream yesterday. And I don't really want to talk about it, but because of I've had such history. But that's why I have to talk about it, because I don't know if I can remain real with you guys of knowing that I've had history and I don't say anything about it. And it's not my way anyway. But be you not deceived. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. Because I work hard to keep it out of my life.
Right, because Michael Irvin, you had a lot of problems back in the day when you was playing with the Dallas Cowboys. So it's kind of like a reminder of your demons as well.
You like talking because I don't want to bring it around me. And every man worries about it.
Okay.
What he's going through. And this is what it is. Because now he's venturing into a place where it's just lose-lose for him. People say, why would you offer $10 million? You must have had something. You must have done something. You must have done something. No, it doesn't mean you're guilty. This is and that's a hell of a nuisance value.
So Michael Irvin calls this a nuisance value, that because of this, it doesn't mean that he's guilty because he gave that kind of money, that it's a nuisance value. This is some bullshit. I'm sorry. I like Michael Irvin as a football player. I think he's a pretty good personality when he's talking sports, everybody. What do you think? But this is some bullshit. I know this is him, supporting his friend. I get it, but it's bullshit, man. Innocent people don't put up lots of money like that to make something go away if you know that it is it's not true. A lot of these celebrities put up that kind of money because they're trying to make something go away to maintain an image that they have developed and formed for us to believe in and believe in. And no, I'm sorry. You're wrong, Michael.
What a lot of people have to do is have to determine if there's a nuisance value.
He calls it a nuisance value.
Let's get out of here. If it's something that can destroy you. And you're seeing what's happening. And their side, they're not going to put everything out.
How's everybody doing in the chat?
They're going to keep putting little things out.
Appreciate you all here.
One at a time. So everybody talking.
We got my man. Is this Gemini 605 with the cocaine with the yeah. I mean, he was into everything. Rico Bazaar, he was into everything. Portela Afro was into everything. Keeper 116 said, to be fair, in the United States, legally she considered a adult. We're not. This is the thing. I'm not saying that she's not an adult.
Yeah,
Let's just get something. I want to get something clear here. You're right. Legally, she is seen as an adult in the state. Nobody is saying that she's not an adult. But the question is, he's got a daughter that's 32 years old. I think a son that's 31 or 30 years old. What is a man that's 56 years old doing running around with a 19-year-old? When he first met her, she was 19 years old. He picked her up at the gym. He was goggling at her at the gym in Los Angeles. What is a man his age chasing after a OnlyFans girl who's about that money when he knows he's got money and now he's messing around with her? And then soon as he gets into a relationship with her, and as soon as she's mad at him because of his infidelity in the relationship, then he becomes aggressive. That's been his MO, everybody. When you go back and do a deep dive research on other people that have accused him of stuff, it always centers around him getting aggressive when he is being rejected. You see. Let's play this.
Over the age of something else to come out, put out something new. That's why, in the beginning, a lot of people were shocked to hear that he offered $10 million.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Come on, Michael.
That's what they call in that business a nuisance value.
He says that's what they call in that business a nuisance value. So the value is that she was a nuisance that he was involved in a relationship with and kept banging, whether she was consenting to it or not. And the goal is, I got to make this go away, right? The nuisance value is what Michael Irvin is talking about here. I don't know. What do you all think?
Now, you look at the 10, I look at 10 and say, oh, that's real. But from him, and I'm sure all his advisors and lawyers and everything, they're not looking at the 10. They're looking at the 100 that was in the press 2 weeks ago. So they're saying, oh, God.
Stop it, Michael. So Michael Irvin is basically saying to y'all, everybody, that his lawyers are looking at the 100 or the $50 million that she was asking for. And by offering the 10, you limit the opportunity for her to get the 50 million by offering the 10 million. But once again, everybody, hear me the F out. If you're innocent of all this type of stuff, why would you need a nuisance value, as he calls it? Why would you need to offer anything if you are truly innocent of this behavior? So to me, if you're innocent, it doesn't matter how much the lawsuit is. So he's sitting up there telling you, in the business, the lawyers are trying to get him to give her some money because they said, oh my God, Michael Irvin said, oh my God, she's asking for this. So let's give her a $10 million payoff to make her go away. That shit makes you look more guilty than you already may be in the eyes of the public. And even if she calculated to do this, even if she purposely, or obviously she did, even if she purposely recorded him talking to her and saying nasty things and whatever they were into, he should have had enough sense to realize to think about this as a possibility with all of his experience as a celebrity athlete. And even if she did all of that, Shannon Sharpe still should have never let himself get caught up like this to get his bag taken from him potentially when he's got a family that he wants to send this legacy of money to, the generational wealth. He should have at all times protect what is yours. But I believe his taste in this type of female is his own undoing, if this turns out to be in the long run his undoing. doing? Y'all listening to the Information Man Show. We got more. Don't go nowhere, everybody. It is going to be interesting.
Tell the truth.
Tell y'all some more truth here. It's going to be very interesting because check this out. We know that he stepped down from ESPN, right? So he came up with this statement right here. Let's put this on the screen right here. Boom. So Shannon Sharpe put out a statement because he's leaving. He parted ways with ESPN, or they parted ways with him. But this is all smoke and mirrors. This is all damage control. I think they probably let him go and just told him to put out a statement saying this. My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At the juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family, which you should have already been doing already, man. Come on. And responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN. I don't know if that's going to happen at the start of the NFL preseason. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'll be surprised if it does, everybody. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, and friends and colleagues. What about the other athletes out there? Are they supporting you, Shannon? I'm just wondering, everybody, is he getting support from the other athletes in large numbers? Check this out. This is an article from the Insider that says this. Insider claims that Shannon Sharpe will never return to ESPN, possibly already banned from the network. ESPN broadcasting personality Shannon Sharpe has found himself in a hot water following a recent scandal that has come to light involving an OnlyFans model, with 3 women reportedly accused him. Wait a minute, everybody. I've been talking about his other girlfriend, but I forgot. Yeah, there's a third female that's come out against him. OnlyFans model, with 3 women reportedly accusing him of sexual misconduct since 2010. ESPN sources suggest that Sharpe is possibly already banned from the network and is likely never going to return. I forgot there's also another woman out there. Oh, and I said he had a history, y'all. I said he had a history. There's a third woman out there. Now, let me let y'all hear what Marcellus Wiley had to say. He has a YouTube channel. He's been very informative about what's going on because he used to work at Fox Sports. He knows. I think he might have even worked at ESPN. He knows how the things go on behind the scenes. And I want to let y'all hear what he had to say about this. Check this out.
ESPN for a fight with Shannon.
Let me move this back and let's play this again.
ESPN didn't sign up for a fight with Shannon Sharpe. And
Facts.
Shannon Sharpe signed on to ESPN saying everything in that conduct policy I would adhere to. So with the presumption of innocence, all of a sudden they had a change of heart, change of mind, and said, hey, we'll allow you to put out this press release. We'll allow you to mention it first. You can say we're mutually parting ways for now, whatever you want to say, but we can't continue our relationship for now. We'll see if that's forever. When
he does a great job of breaking this down, and we'll see if he does come back.
And the NFL preseason starts. But here's the problem with it. And these are some of the missteps. And I've heard a lot of people talk about these missteps, and I discussed them as well. When you come out swinging, you got to remember they're going to fight back as well. And in this situation, leaking text messages, audio leaks of you privately going to choke her and publicly going to choke her, and even the racial elements of a black man versus a white woman, and those conversations that were leaked to the public. And even Shannon's response where he said that the lawyer has a vendetta against black men, black celebrities, whatever it may be. ESPN didn't sign up for that.
Talking about Tony Busby, and he's right. ESPN did not sign up for this foolishness that's going on in his personal life. That's a fact.
Disney didn't sign up for that. Those are demographics that they respect. And no matter what you caught yourself into, whatever you stepped into, Shannon Sharpe, ESPN doesn't have to step with you. And then some of the content, let's just be real about it, is graphic, pornographic, if you want to go that far, erotic. Point being, it's hard to sell a Disney movie in Snow White when you got these kind of conversations being had on your platform about your brand, about one of your brand ambassadors, your talents.
Oh, God.
So then that discussion led everything astray. And ESPN, now this is me just guessing, conjecture. If Shannon would have allowed this just to hit as an allegation, stayed quiet as they did on air, only Pat McAfee and...
Do you agree, everybody, that Shannon Sharpe should have remained quiet and not made a whole bunch of noise out of this, because the noise that he was making appears to be what initiated this woman to drop the audio, because he was, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, everybody, but what do you all think? Because this is what Marcellus Wiley is saying, that maybe he should have been a little bit more quieter, moved a little bit more quieter, let his lawyers do the work behind the scenes to fight for his innocence. Maybe just came out and made a statement and said, look, I'm innocent. I didn't do any of these things. But he jumped out there and he dared Tony Busby to put out more video and more video. And as he made that remark about I'm going to put out more, then this young lady, this white girl right here, she proceeded to put out some more content that made him look bad as well. And Shannon, I'm also wondering, white people who also support him, I wonder how white folks feel about the statement that he made about being a big black man and he's going to choke a little white woman, because that falls into all the horrors and all the fears that white people have had about black men since day one we came out of slavery into Reconstruction. That's one of the reasons why the Ku Klux Klan was terrorizing black men, because they thought that black men were going to chase after white women and savage after them. You know how I know this history? All you got to do is look at The Birth of the Nation, the first silent picture, which is the first movie of the motion picture industry that was played at the White House. And the president at that time said that it spoke truth is lightning. And they betrayed black men as taking over the White House, putting feet up on the table, eating fried chicken, all the stereotypes that you can think of. And Shannon Sharpe, he falled right into all of that. Let's continue.
His show had one conversation about it, and that was in a joke. That wasn't even Pat McAfee. No one has discussed this. If this would have just stayed allegation, we got to wait. I think Shannon Sharpe is still employed by ESPN. Now, we all saw that Michael Irvin and Paul Pierce were let go for less in their situations immediately, it felt, right? But you got to remember this. Respectfully, they're also regarded as lesser talents than Shannon Sharpe.
That's true.
By ESPN.
That's true. They are regarded as lesser talents because they got let go from ESPN for less than what Shannon Sharpe's got going on right now. He's absolutely right.
Yeah, right now. He's certainly the king of the internet in terms of sports media. And
all right, y'all. Woo, bad boy. I tell you, this is a trip, y'all. This is a trip. Shannon Sharpe, man. Look at you now. Unbelievable. Look at you now, man. Let me go. I got some more stuff for you, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let's laugh a little bit. Let's hear from Mace in his podcast, because Mace came out of his own mouth and said that he would never give somebody some money when he know that he didn't do anything at all. Let's hear what he says. You guys are going to get a big laugh out of this one. Mace used to be part of Bad Boy Records. He was an artist, and I think he turned preacher. And then he's on a podcast with Cameron. And this shit was funny what he said. I don't know how the ladies are going to feel about this part that he says here. But let's hear this part right here. Check this out.
So he's in his late 50s. She 19. This is a lot. This is a lot, because I know when I'm hearing people, they're like, "Well, this wouldn't have happened with a black girl." Let's start right there. With a black girl, he probably would have paid child support. There's a lot of things. It would have been easier. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not for this, but it would have been easier with a black girl if if
this is a what. It's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. I know it's a required taste, y'all.
let's say she was from the projects, her name was LaTanya, you know. He wouldn't have been paying what he's paying. I just know that much. So, y'all think I be laughing? I'm not trying to see. This is why I don't talk. Y'all don't think I'm trying. I'm not trying to make light. This is a serious matter, right? This is a real serious matter. Let's make it serious because I'm not trying to joke. People would say that a man only end up here when he's being arrogant, right? When people get a bunch of money, they think they could do whatever they want to do.
How many of you all, I mean, I know everything he said was comedy hour and all that sort of stuff. But how many of you agree with this part of his assessment that sometimes some people can get arrogant with money and their success, and see, Shannon Sharpe should know better because it's not like this guy has not been in the spotlight before, and people get obsessed with power and their money, and they begin to believe that they can do anything they want and say anything they please. How many of y'all agree with that assessment? Put sevens in the chat room if you do agree with that assessment so far. Let's hear the rest of Mace. What he's saying. This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I've been rich. I'm rich. Killer's rich. He's been rich. You know, a lot of people been rich and they still are rich, but
right. Let me start right here. Right. Maria, Shay is the new King Kong to them folks. He might as well go hide under a rock or get on. I would say he might as well start crawling up the Empire State Building, just like the King Kong did. That's right. Organically, good to see you here, my sister. Good to see you here. Miss Brown, I see you here. Sandra Brown, what's going on, sister? Man, people coming through. Jay is in the house. Tiffany, Speak 744, Beverly Palmer, everybody. Howdy, you said Candy, Shay. Facts. Man, y'all spitting some fire truth in the chat room. DB says, I got to work early Monday a.m. bedtime for me. Good night. Hey, thank you for coming by, DB. Appreciate you. Master Hater, Bronze Flat Power God says, Indigenous no lies told. Organics says, DB, night. Yeah, night to those of you who have to go to bed. I only have a few more things I need to show you all before I end the podcast. So don't go anywhere, everybody. Let me play this. We're getting close to conclusion, but I thank you for spending some of your Sunday with me. I really, really do appreciate that. Let's continue.
I don't think we've ever gotten to the place where we're takers. You know, this is what I'm getting at. And for him to offer 10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no 10 million if I know I didn't do anything.
Boom! And I think that's the key. That's the key, everybody. What do you all say in the chat room? Would you offer somebody something if you know you didn't do anything, unless you are guilty of it and you've got money, power, and fame, and you want it to go away because you know if the truth comes out, it will bury you. Even if the female that you was messing with was funny style herself, still, if the truth comes out, it buries you. So you do what? You give money. A person who's truly innocent of everything does not go out of their way to offer money. I'm sorry. Michael Irvin was wrong. I played him for y'all today. I think I disagree with him, and I disagree with anybody that says that, because why would you give your hard-earned money to someone who's trying to swindle you? Sharpe is telling us that this girl liked everything he did to her, that she was into it, right? And we read text messages today, right? So if you know she was into it, then you shouldn't have offered her that 10 million in the first place. You should have been ready to go to court against her to be able to prove. Think about it like this, everybody. Let's make some common sense here. If you're willing to come out and say that everything that she's saying is a lie, Shannon Sharpe, and that you got the receipts to prove that what she's saying is a lie, then why would you want to settle for $10 million in the first place when you already had the receipts to show that this female was into some weird stuff with you? If you had those receipts that you've been dropping right now, right? Shannon, right? If you got these receipts like this, for example, these receipts right here. Damn it, where are those receipts at? This right here. If you got all these receipts where she's saying, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me, it's while you're effing me, right? If she's saying that, Gabriella says this, text messages to Shannon Sharpe on October the 7th, 2024. If you got all this evidence like this, Gabriella Zuniga to Shannon Sharpe, November 23rd, 2023, I want you to put your tongue I want you to put my tongue in my butt. I want a big black baby and all that stuff. If you got all these text messages that shows that she's shady, that she's a shyster, that she's out to get money out of you, then why the hell would Shannon Sharpe, everybody, listen to my logic, why the hell would he offer $10 million in the first place when he's got all these receipts that he's trying to drop now? Unless she's got the smoking firearm on his butt, which is she's got more details on him to expose him. And he knows it with the video, because remember I told you earlier in this video that there's a video out there that was of a very graphic nature of what she said he did to her when they were having sex. That there's a video out there that's graphic, that's brutal, that may prove allegedly her point. Allegedly, there's a video, which is why he filed for giving her $10 million with his lawyers and her lawyer in the first place. Back to my man Mace.
Only reason that 10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think the 10 million didn't work because the pimp need his cut. Just allegedly. I'm not saying there is a pimp, right? Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just.
It's just an idea. Come on, Mace. Stop it, brother. Stop it. It's just an idea, everybody. It's just an idea, according to Mace. Man, that dude is funny. He should be a comedian on the stage. Anyway, wow, y'all. Great. Let me also show you. We get into conclusion now. Let me show. I have to bring this up before you guys leave. I want to drop this on this. How many of you all in the chat room right now are aware of a football player that plays for the Cleveland Browns by the name of Deshaun Watson? He got caught in a scandal where there were women, I think a massage therapist, people that claimed that he did things to them. And it turned out to be not so true when it all came out in evidence. And Shannon Sharpe, as he wants everybody to support him, he was very critical and very nasty of this young man right here, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson proclaimed innocence moments after taking accountability in the wake of an 11-game suspension over sexual misconduct. This is in the Business Insider article right here. Let's read this. He's not sorry. This is what Shannon Sharpe said, y'all. He's not sorry. Shannon Sharpe claimed that Deshaun Watson is only apologizing due to fear of massive punishment from the NFL. Well, Shannon Sharpe, aren't you proclaiming your innocence and trying to do a buyout with this girl, with the trying to do a buyout with her because you want to hide your nasty deeds? Let's put this up here too, right here for y'all to see. Deshaun Watson is awaiting a decision on his fate after the NFL appealed the 6-game suspension has handled by Sue L. Robinson. The following is a 16-month investigation into the quarterbacks following 24 sexual misconduct lawsuit filed against the quarterback. The NFL is reportedly pushing for at least a year-long ban, and Watson's future is looking bleak. Now, I think in some of these cases, he was found, some people were found not to be telling the truth. The Cleveland Browns quarterback recently gave an interview to apologize for his actions, but not everyone is buying it. Amongst them is NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe. On Undisputed, Sharpe said that the apology was too little, too late to come from Watson. Check this out, y'all. He went on to say that timing is essential when it comes to apologizing and that Watson isn't sorry for whatever. So should everybody have the same feeling about him that he has for this young man, Deshaun Watson? But when you settle the case, here we go. Check this out. He's a hypocrite, y'all. Shannon Sharpe says, but when you settle the case and you don't really say anything, he's not sorry. So I just think the thing is timing is have a lot to do with it, with the apology. Skip Bayless, timing is everything with an apology. This is what he said on the Undisputed, but this is key. Shannon Sharpe, read this again, everybody. Shannon Sharpe clearly said out of his own mouth, but when you settle the case and you don't really say anything, you're not sorry. Wait a minute. Shannon Sharpe, didn't you just try to settle your case with a $10 million to this girl, this woman, this young lady? Didn't he just try to do that, everybody? That was proven already by the lawyers have already admitted to this. Both Tony Busby and Shannon Sharpe's lawyers have admitted to this. You see the hypocrisy of Shannon Sharpe? He's in trouble right now, and he wants you to believe that he's innocent. And maybe he is, and maybe he's not. But when it came to someone else that was in some kind of trouble who actually tried to settle, he criticized him. So that means what, everybody? That Shannon Sharpe don't got no business criticizing none of us for calling him out for trying to give this woman $10 million settlement, because allegedly there's a video out there that he don't want people to see, that he want to be out of domain of our eyes. So he's a hypocrite. On the one hand, he calls out Deshaun Watson for trying to settle the case. But now here he is trying to settle the case and is trying to justify it through his lawyers. You see the hypocrisy of these so-called entertainers, athletes, and all these other people. This is why you can't look up to them. This is why you don't put them on a pedestal. This is why they don't speak for us. And we don't let them speak for us. Right here, the hypocrisy. But when you settle the case, you don't really say anything. He's not sorry. So I just think things are timing. Let me put this up right here. You can't wait till almost all of a sudden you're about to receive more severe punishment and you say, well, I'm sorry for what transpired. I'm sorry that I impacted these women. Shannon Sharpe, you've got a history allegedly of impacting women in your life, allegedly. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander, shouldn't it be? Because you wanted to settle this so that we never knew about it. Now, the last thing I want to show y'all that will put a crescendo on today's show, and I thank everybody that's here. Let me call some people out here. We've got a lot of great people in the chat room. So let me do this. Let me do this one for y'all. Let me do this. Let me put a few things up on the board here. And let's see. Tiffany Jackson, I'm going to put you on the board here. And Tiffany is in the house. Peace to you for being here. Sincere is in the house. She's got a great channel. They be big weirdos. Yeah, they weirdos. She's in the house. We got the goddess in the house. Andrew Martinez, Nolo, he's King Kong too. Yeah. Nubian Gold is here. You could picture him in the gym staring at young girls with that pervert smile like, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Andrew Martinez comes in and says, I bet Shannon got himself a young snow bunny lawyer. Well, the lawyer is Lenny Davis. He's an older experienced lawyer. But what we do know is that Sharpe does have an appetite for the snow bunny types. Now that's for sure. I've shown that today. Zesty, yeah. We got Inner Space in the house. We got Marie. Let's see, Hypocrisy. Yes, Hypocrisy, my good sister. Good. Thank you for being back over here. Jimmy says even if Shannon won, he will lose over 100 million. Better to settle losing 10 million. I get what you're saying, that maybe he did that because he don't want to lose the big money. But this is the thing though. If you didn't do it, you're not going to lose money. If you didn't do such a thing, if you're completely innocent and you can prove your innocence because you are truly innocent, then you don't lose no money because you're able to show that she's a complete liar. And maybe he will do this in his court case, and maybe he will not. Maybe she will show that he's a liar. Or have you ever thought about this? Maybe this whole situation will show that they're both liars. They're both scammers. They're both hypocrisy, right? Who knows? Miss Independent is in the house. What's going on, my sister? Miss Independent says Shannon should not give his opinion about everyone. Right. He should be quiet. Let his lawyers do the talking. That's what I believe. How do you guys see it? CB says, did anyone see in the text where she says she's gonna be gaining weight and he will be stuck? I don't know. I ain't seen that. We got Last Call in the house. Last Call says, but what chick he's wearing to the gym now can't be mad at a look. Well, yeah. People gonna look at each other at the gym. If as men and women, we're gonna look at each other because we're attracted to each other. We're gonna be checking each other out. It happens. But my thing is nothing wrong with having relations with people. But my thing is, man, you can't be a hypocrite, though. You can't tell other people, like he did with Donald Rawlings, the comedian who was on Dave Chappelle's Chappelle show. You can't get on him and tell him why he dating a young woman when you are dating a young woman. Remember this? I brought this up to y'all early in the show about how he berated this brother on his podcast. And if y'all haven't seen that video, look at my video before this video. It's 18 minutes long, and I got the whole video clip of the way he treated this man in there. I could pull it up now, but I would rather y'all watch that video or find this part in that video, because I clearly laid it out in that video. If you've seen the video, near the end of that video, the way he was berating this man, and his the woman that he was involved with was part of that Bad Girls Club. Her name was Stephanie George. She called Shannon Sharpe out and said she didn't like the way she was talking about her ex-man that she has a son with. The way he was telling him, Dono, what you doing with a 23-year-old, 21-year-old? Why didn't you date the mother, Shannon, of this girl right here that you didn't got yourself caught up with? And like I said again, everybody, he's got an appetite for the snow bunny type. Loves it, eats it, the whole 9 yard. I'm just telling y'all, this man is what he's into. Allegedly, is what he has been into, at least from what we can see or have seen over the years. Now, this is the one that I want to put up. This is Barnes. Who, remember, Barnes used to play in the NBA. And apparently, remember I told you that Shaquille O'Neal does not like Shannon Sharpe. And Shaquille O'Neal, he be messing around with OnlyFans girls too. All these guys be messing around with these females that show it to everybody, right? But he doesn't like Shannon. He thinks that Shannon's a piece of you know what. And The rumor is that Shaq has been looking to find dirty information on Shannon Sharpe of this type of nature, I guess. And thank you, Informant Media. Make sure you check out his channel too, Informant Media, for the $5 super chat. He said Umar came out in support of Sharpe, and didn't Leonard say Umar third baby mama is in her 20s? Another clown who shouldn't be giving advice. Yeah, Umar Johnson shouldn't be giving anybody advice, and I'm not surprised that he's supporting. What's going on, Mandrell? Mandrell 211. Thank you for being here, brother. If I missed you in the chat, brother, no disrespect to you. Thank you for being here. Good to see you. Dee, I see we got Dee Yalfi in the house. What's going on, my sister? We got another longtime supporter of my channel. That's just Bobby Bowman in the house. Tiffany Jackson, Alicia, last call, all the people that's doing good over here. We've got Kev6997. The mother is this girl's pimp. Hey, you know what? Hey, man, could that be true? Could that be true? What you're saying, that the mother could be, man, anything could be possible. Let me put Informant up here on the screen. Thank you for that super chat, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Boy. I tell you, everybody.
Thank you for the super chat. Information is power. Thank you for the super chat.
Tell the truth.
Okay, everybody. Back to it. So as I said before, Shaq has a problem with him. I want y'all to hear this audio. This is what Matt Barnes said that Shaq was saying as it relates to Shannon Sharpe. Here's the means that it came from. This was on Twitter. It says here, last month, a leaked audio clip surfaced of former NBA player Matt Barnes claiming that Shaquille O'Neal was willing to pay large sums of money to uncover negative information on his rival Shannon Sharpe. In the clip, Barnes can be heard saying Shaq is doing it because Shannon was talking crap about him, big time about his game, everything. And let me let you hear what this was all about, y'all. Let me let y'all hear this. This is crazy. Check this out. Here goes the audio right here from that actual clip on Twitter. Check this out.
I don't know if you're on this kind of time, but I was in a group chat the other day, or actually just yesterday, and Shaq said he's paying top dollar for any information on old boy. So, again, I don't know if you're on that kind of time or not, but Shaq is known to throw large sums of money around. So, just want to put that out there.
It's going to continue. Listen.
Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please keep his name quiet.
To that. Mm-hmm. Have you guys talked?
We haven't. He feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way.
This is Shannon Sharpe talking right now. Let me put this up here and let you hear what he's saying after Shaq has called him out. Here we go.
Name quiet. Hey, he said, please keep it quiet. He said that Shannon did some shit back to him a while back, and he's been off him. So that's why he's doing this. But please keep his name quiet.
To that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys talked?
We haven't. Shaq feels the way he feels, and he's perfectly fine to feel that way. I said what I said. I still think Shaq is a phenomenal basketball player, even though, he minimized my career. I'm fine.
So let me let you hear. We know that Shannon Sharpe has temporarily stepped away from ESPN amid $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. I've already read his statement, but let me let you see what Shaq actually had said about him. This came out on the Twitter Spaces. Shaq, you took me sticking up. Asked jealousy of Joker. Shows how smart you are and how you say anything to get clicks. So there's some clickbait for you. If you ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak on me. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you at. This is Shaq saying this about Shannon Sharpe. See, these people know. These people, these athletes, these entertainers that's in this Hollywood, they know everybody's secrets. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you're at. Me jealous? So basically, Shaq is saying that Shannon Sharpe is claiming that Shaq was jealous of him, right? But he's saying, nah, I'm not jealous of you, Shannon. I know how you got where you got. I know all your dirty secrets. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you at. Me jealous sounds like you jealous. I know you're trying to stay relevant by gospeling on your podcast, because he's been talking about people on that podcast. We don't believe you. We need more people. And in case you forgot, 4 rings, 3 finals, MVP, top 50, and top 75. So Shaq basically saying, I'm a better athlete than you, Shannon. I'm all-time great, right? 75. Google me. This is Shaq saying this to Shannon. And to be quite frank, all this new success you got, this is Shaq saying this. This is where all this came from. All this success that you got, you still under me. You do not know my work ethic, but because I think Shaq, a lot of these guys they have a lot of egos. They're very, concerned about how people see them, things of that nature. And Shaq doesn't like the fact that, I guess, Shannon Sharpe said some things about his career, tried to undermine how important he is, because Shaq is a lover of LeBron James. He literally puts his head in LeBron James behind. And isn't it interesting, as I said earlier in the show, that LeBron James hasn't come out and given Shannon any support, right? So this is why Shaq went off on him like this. And let's continue this as we're getting ready to conclude today's program. You still under me. You don't know my work ethic, but according to I work less than you, but I'm worth more than you. Make it make sense. I love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gospeling. I am too old for this, crap. Love always, the most dominant big man ever who never took it serious. Remember, I don't know you. And in the words of Skip Bayless, I'm better than you. G14 classification. I have it. You don't not in my profession. And your GOAT debate, never wanted to be the GOAT. I wanted to be who you should greet me as, the most dominant ever. This is Shaq because you know that Shannon Sharpe is in love with LeBron James. He calls LeBron James the GOAT. And I think Shaq took exception to his sports opinion or whatever. So that's where the back and forth went, everybody. And it came right off of this means right here. And it looks like it's true because that is Matt Barnes that I played for you earlier, saying that Shaq was looking for information on Shannon to make Shannon look bad. So the rabbit hole in this whole situation gets quite deep, everybody. It gets quite deep, y'all. It gets quite deep. So with that said, everybody, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you got something out of my stream. I hope I was able to break a few things down. That's really the reasons why he put out the $10 million settlement, because you got this video lurking around that he doesn't want people to really see, and a whole bevy of things that hope will come out, and we'll see how this whole thing goes when it goes to court or what have you. We'll see how this whole thing goes. I'm not saying by no means that this Gabby female, I'm not saying by any means that she's completely innocent, that she's just an angel sent by God. No, she has a role in this crap as well. She's into some freaky stuff. It's obvious that Shannon is into some freaky stuff, which is why they probably were into each other until it got out of hand and it went too far. And like I said, it goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to when he had that Instagram debacle where he lied to us all and claimed, see, he lied to us about the Instagram thing. So what make you think he couldn't lie to us about all this other stuff here? Because he lied to us. Anybody in the chat room that's used Instagram Live, you know you have to go through several prompts for a Instagram Live to go live. Shannon Sharpe, in my opinion, he purposely did that for whatever reasons, to hype up his podcast, to hype himself up. I don't know. Around the same time that this whole thing happened, there was all this rumor mill or innuendo about, is Shannon, is he on the, is he batting for another team, right? A lot of ladies were wondering. So I don't know, everybody. Adrian Jackson, Miss Jackson is giving me a $4.99 super chat. Let me put her on the screen. Let me thank her. Sonia Brown, what's going on, sister? Good to see you over here, Miss Brown. $4.99 from Jackson. These are grown men that need to grow up. Unbelievable how they behave. Something should be off limits. I get it. The Shaq and him they're acting like little kids in a schoolyard. But like I said, these guys have egos. They've got egos. And when they display those egos, it comes off like they're children. I agree with you. Shannon put out the most legitimate 3-time Hey, everybody. I appreciate everybody here today. Thank you for the super chat too, my sister.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tell the truth.
Yes, we love Miss Jackson. The underrated darkness is in the house. Good evening to you in chat. What's going on, my brother?
Information is power. You are listening.
Woo! We got the underrated darkness in the house. Make sure you check out his channel. He's a good brother. I think he's on Instagram as well. He's on Facebook as well. The underrated darkness. He's an underrated darkness. But this is another thing about the underrated darkness. He's the biggest grinder. He's the #1 grinder on YouTube. Yeah. #1 grinder. I like when he says that. He says it a lot on his channel. I like when he says that. Good to see you, my good brother. And Miss Jackson, yeah, we love Miss Jackson. Hey, everybody should get love to each other in that chat room. We got pretty brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes. I love that song from Mint Condition. I saw them in concert. They're really good in concert, y'all. Whenever y'all get a chance to see them in concert, jump right on it. But Indigenous Guy says, good show. Thank you, information. Hey, thank you. We're going to keep this thing riding. I'm going to monitor this whole Shannon Sharpe situation. If there's more stuff that jumps out of the window on this, I'm going to make a video about it. I will be dropping video during the week as I've been doing regularly. These will be the uploaded, pre-produced premiere videos. I hope you guys are enjoying those videos. We're going to keep this thing going. Got a lot of topics, a lot of things that I want to talk about and get into. And make sure you guys subscribe to the other channel, the Truth Media Raw channel. Please drop a link to that channel, any of the mods. Go over, and if you don't have a link, everybody, before you leave this channel today, scroll down my channel page, click into the part where it says home, the home page, scroll down, and you will see the 3 channels. You'll see Prime Sports Media, my sports channel, the Prime Sports Media channel. You will see Truth Media Raw channel. Subscribe to that channel. You'll also see the the Info Media Reacts channel. We'll be putting out content on that channel too very soon. So please check those 3 channels out. But the most recent channel that I'm uploading of videos and making the videos very short videos is the Truth Media Raw channel. My goal is to make those videos very short as possible. Sometimes they've ran into about 15 minutes, 12 minutes here, depending on the topic that can require you to maybe give more insight into it. But I really want to make the videos short on that channel and pump those videos out. That's the Truth Media Raw channel. It's a different style, a different look, the whole 9 yard over there. So make sure you check that channel out and subscribe. If you're new to this channel today, subscribe to this channel. I appreciate you all in the chat room, everybody that's come through. People in that chat room have been rocking with me for a long time. Underrated Darkness has been rocking with me a long, long time when I had nothing but crickets in the chat room, okay? Meaning nobody was here, okay? Until he came over with a crew of folks. So I really appreciate him. Write each other's names down, subscribe to each other's channel. What can I say, everybody? It's been a hell of a time today. A hell of a time. Let me put the subscribe symbol up there. I love this. Subscribe to the channel. You can catch me on Facebook. I got Facebook under Information Man, Instagram under Information Man, Twitter or X under Information Man, and of course YouTube as well. Then there's live listen to me on Spreaker as well as Spotify as well. We'll be dropping new audio content on those channels. The audio content on my radio podcast, completely different from what I'm talking about here. It's not the same content. It's different content. So go check that out as well when you get a chance. And you know how this works, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a little bit of love by hitting that bell notification. Tell somebody that you love them. And we're going to get ready to get out of here like right now, everybody. Take care.
Information is power.
Peace, everybody. Thank you. Be back with more presentation, everybody. Take care. Peace.
Information is power.
But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
Well, what, Gabby?
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you think you did to me.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a
Peace to Night and Daylight for creating this incredible animation, y'all.
sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened when you found me.
Tell the truth.
You've been listening to an Information Man production. Tell the truth.